your 3, and then you will decide who is best for you. To learn more, call us at 719-1433 today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
The cold Arizona nights are here. Is your furnace ready? For just $59, Right Way is offering a complete system tune-up, ensuring your furnace runs efficiently to keep your home comfortable all season long. Routine maintenance is key to avoiding costly breakdowns. And with over 11,000 5-star Google reviews, you can trust Right Way to get the job done right. Plus, we'll include a free carbon monoxide test for your peace of mind. Call Right Way today at 520-640-2665 or visit us at rightwayac.com for your $59 complete system tune-up.
So, what is it that scares you the most?
The blue trucks from Essential Pest Control, Doctor. They leave bugs belly up.
I use one of those national companies.
Thanks, Doc. Those guys don't bother me.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Buy local and stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. That's 866-3029. Or visit essentialpest.com.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Bear down, Wildcat Nation. Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, a full wrap-up of today's Wildcats contest. Top takeaways, reaction from the players and head coach Tommy Lloyd, plus your thoughts on what you saw. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is your home for Arizona basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Follow tap, no good. Rebound out, Dell'Orso. Arizona on the run. Delhi quickly down. Delhi to the bucket and slams it home. Nobody's going to pick him up. The Aussie puts in 2 more.
It was Delhi's night tonight at McHale Center at Alchemy Arena in McHale Center at Alchemy Arena. Arizona Wildcats beat the BYU Cougars 75-68, snipping that 2-game losing streak in the bud. The gauntlet now 3 games in. Arizona 1-2 with 1 more to go this Saturday. Down in the heart of Texas against the Houston Cougars, a game that will tip off at 2 o'clock. You'll hear it right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We've got the full house here today. We've got J.W. Madden over on the other side of the glass. We also have the captain, Kelvin Ifan. He is here for you as well, and we want to talk to you at 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. This evening, we always start with our top takeaways, and so we will begin tonight with Kelvin Ifan. Kelvin, your top takeaways on this win tonight?
Delhi came to play. Let's go there, man. Delhi seemed excited to, to have this opportunity. Seemed like Coach probably went to him and told him, man, hey, just play your game. And he got 15 shots. I think in the pregame I told you guys, I said, you got to shoot at least 10 threes to know if you got it or not.
Right, yeah.
And he got up 8 and made 4. Which helped his confidence a lot. Made a few mid-ranges, got in the passing lane. I just thought he did a great job. Just being aggressive, and because that's what you needed. You need another guy to kind of make up for some of those points you was missing with Corey Pete. But Kharchenkov, man, great defense by the whole bunch. Barry's playing, tough game, being a little sick. I didn't even really know that, but but with that being said, he still was aggressive, trying to make things happen, which seems to make it easier on the other guys.
It's that time of year. Guys are hurt. Guys are sick. You kind of sometimes will get that more in December, in January than more so February in terms of the illnesses. But We have had some unseasonably warm weather. I don't know if that has anything to do with some of what's happening out there in terms of these guys. But, it was good to see him kind of gut through that. Not a great shooting night, like you said, but he hit a big one down the stretch, made 3 threes. The Wildcats making 3-point shots tonight. How about that? They didn't have to make 15, but 9 was good. 9 was good to get you a 7-point win. JW Madden, your top takeaways.
Yeah, I really liked the purpose of the offense today. And, a lot of motion, really quick decision-making. They weren't going quite as quickly up the court, so they weren't pushing tempo. But the passing game and how fluid the cuts were, really impressed with that. You can see that by the assist numbers, 16 assists. And obviously, you guys touched on the defense. I think they were listening to you, DK, pregame, because the idea of, giving A.J. DeBonta as much pressure defense on ball as you can, but not necessarily sending 2-3 guys to him and leaving dudes wide open to get themselves comfortable in rhythm, to hit down open jump shots. That's basically the plan tonight. And, AJ got his, but nobody else really could get it going. They really put the clamps on Wright once again, same as they did up in Provo. So really impressed overall with the bounce back, the defensive intensity. Maybe the closing, we could talk about the last couple of minutes of, ball control, a couple of sloppy turnovers down there when they had a 13-point lead. But overall, guys, just think a really good team win. I think that was all the guys. You could talk about Deli and Ivan Kharchenkov getting their points. But as far as everybody else setting it up, a couple of those moves, guys, they had a little bit more extra room in the paint, Kelvin, as soon as that backside lob from C.D. Gay happened, right? Because all of a sudden there was that threat for that. So really effective minutes from the other guys, and really good to see Anthony Dell'Orso get some shots to go down, knock down a 12-footer, DK, and the next time he touched it, the very next possession down the court, catch and shoot 3. I think I knew it was good before it left his hands. Really comfortable with his shot selection today. So, yeah, great overall win overall.
Balance is a big deal, I think, with this team. And I think my top takeaway really is that great teams find a way to win with what they have. And again, you didn't have Koa Pete, you didn't have Dwayne Aristode, you had to play some guys maybe that hadn't gotten extended minutes this year, but guys that maybe, I kind of compare this to what we've seen a little bit on the women's side with the exit of Michaela Purdue, who was the leading scorer out of the lineup. It forced some other girls to have to find their offensive game. We've seen Samaya Sugapong step her game up offensively. We've seen Tanya Welch step her game up offensively. So maybe sometimes when that one of those main people goes out, it allows the guys off the bench and some of these guys that maybe don't get as many minutes, it allows them to play more free. And I think that's what we saw tonight in this game in particular from Ivan Kharchenkov and from Anthony Dell'Orso. They just seem to play a little bit more free out there. Deli, I love the fact that he's staying aggressive there at the offensive end of the floor, and on the defensive side of it, I just thought I saw a lot of the same stuff I saw from Jaden Bradley in the game against Texas Tech, where he was aggressive, right up in the guards' faces, defending out on the perimeter. I love that from him. I want to see more of that from him. And obviously he did an excellent job of distributing the basketball in what was a much, like you said, J-Dub, slower tempo than I think we've seen. And if you listened to Rhino tonight, that was by design, and Brian as well talked about that was the game plan based on the numbers. Was they didn't want to have to put themselves in a position like maybe we talked about Saturday, where you got to play guys 35 plus minutes in a game like that. Jaden, the only one really in that. Jaden and Yvonne kind of in that territory, but you didn't want to have a bunch of guys that you had to play close to 40 minutes in this ball game. So just a tremendous job, tremendous balance, I think, was my top takeaway, and understanding how to win with what you've got tonight from your Arizona Wildcats. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Before we get to break, let's take one call. Let's hear from Elizabeth. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, the postgame show.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me. I'm not confused, but please square this away from me.
Okay.
Is the ability to, quote-unquote, draw a foul, is that a compliment? What it seems to me is that there's a bit of exaggerating, maybe flopping, and, kicking the feet out. So help me here. I'm not so sure why Devonta gets so much praise for finding himself at the free throw line all the time.
Some guys know how to sell it. Now, he didn't sell it as well tonight as he did up in Cougar land. He shot half as many free throws tonight as he did there, but he shot them pretty well. He's not really a great free throw shooter, but he made 7 of 8 tonight. But, yeah, some guys can sell those, Elizabeth, better than others.
Well, here's the thing. Like Kelvin Ifan said pregame, what makes AJ special is he's 6'9" with great handles, and he can get wherever he wants. That Euro he did tonight, guys, was very special. There's 2 terminologies we're talking about, Elizabeth. Drawing fouls is good. Being a foul merchant is bad. So foul merchant means that
I don't know if I've ever heard that term, foul merchant.
It's what they termed Shea Gilgeous-Alexander gets foul merchant a lot. So it's like a guy who seemingly almost every time he drives to the basket flails his arms as if he's been shot by a sniper type of thing, is just creating fouls all the time, every single play. That's called modern terminologies. That's a foul merchant, and that's looked down upon by most fan bases. Drawing, I don't think AJ, not a foul merchant. AJ is just a highly skilled offensive player with crazy length. That he doesn't belong at this level, right? That's the thing. 6'9", Kelvin, with those handles and that kind of wingspan.
Yeah, I mean, in 28 shot attempts. I mean, you're going to get to the line if you go in there enough. If you go in there enough, the refs are going to see something. So, yeah, him going to the line only 8 times, that's a huge win for Arizona, especially with how aggressive he is getting downhill and into the paint.
Were you at the game, Elizabeth?
Awesome. I was, and it was a little bit of a nail biter at the end again, but I am just elated that we pulled it off. It was so much fun.
Who's your favorite player this year?
I got to tell you, it's Ivan Kharchenkov because I've had a chance to meet him, and he is funny and attentive and mannerly and wildly talented. Yeah.
He is. He's got I love Ivan's sense of humor. The first time I talked to my man, I was like, people are going to like this guy. He's just got a sly sense of humor to him.
He's amazing. Really enjoy the show, guys. Thanks so much.
Hey, Elizabeth, thanks for your call, and please do call again. 520-848-1290. We'll get our first break in. We'll come back. We'll take more of your calls. Arizona knocks off BYU 75-68. The losing streak is over at 2, and the Wildcats are tied for first place heading into their battle with the Houston Cougars Saturday down in Texas. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. Calvin Ifan is here. JW Madden is here. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage is just getting started. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by Advantage Air and Mechanical, Cactus Auto Company, Casino del Sol, Done Right Services, Drain Masters, First Chiropractic, Idaho Central Credit Union, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, Royal GMC, Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, The Window Depot, Bear Down Roofing, Dorado Rock, Essential Pest Control, Goodfellas AC, Hughes Federal Credit Union, Factory Direct Mattress, Johnson Manley Company, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
The cold Arizona nights are here. Is your furnace ready? For just $59, Rightway is offering a complete system tune-up, ensuring your furnace runs efficiently to keep your home comfortable all season long. Routine maintenance is key to avoiding costly breakdowns. And with over 11,000 five-star Google reviews, you can trust Rightway to get the job done right. Plus, we'll include a free carbon monoxide test for your peace of mind. Call Rightway today at 520-640-2665 or visit us at rightwayac.com for your $59 complete system tune-up.
The dice are hot and the cash is calling at Casino Del Sol. Every day, swipe your Club Soul card for a free entry into our Friday drawings at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and 8 p.m. Plus, every 250 slot or table points gets you an extra entry. If your name is drawn, you'll step up and roll the dice. And if you hit 5 of a kind, you'll take home $5,000 in cool cash. Only at Casino Del Sol, an enterprise of the Pascua Yaqui tribe.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management. As a boutique fiduciary investment firm, our clients have trusted us to guide them down their financial paths for decades. Whether you are an individual or family, business, foundation, or nonprofit, we are committed to your long-term goals and financial futures. We are proud supporters of the Tucson community and all that makes our city so special. Visit online at meridianwealthllc.com to learn more about Meridian today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Ready to score a new vehicle? Whether you are looking for a new car, truck, or electric vehicle, at Royal Kia, we know exactly what you want. A quality vehicle at a great price and to be treated fairly. We stand by our transparent online pricing, offer a 72-hour buyback guarantee, and you work with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $589 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or royalkia.com.
Back your hometown favorite. Get your very own exclusive University of Arizona debit card from Hughes Federal Credit Union. Pair your new card with a free checking account that earns dividends with no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and convenient 24/7 online and mobile banking. Visit one of our 7 convenient branch locations to get your card instantly or open an account online at hughesfcu.org/wildcats. Show your Wildcat spirit all year long with Hughes Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
Wildcat fans, why wait for a great night's sleep? At Factory Direct Mattress at Tucson, you get comfort for life and deals you can't get anywhere else. Shop top-rated brands like the award-winning Puffy, Lisa, and our FDM lineup, all at Factory Direct Savings. No gimmick, no pressure, just comfort that helps you wake up feeling like a champion. Find us at 3936 West Ina Road or at fdmtucson.com. That's fdmtucson.com. Easy to find, easy to save. Stop by today, sleep better tonight, and get ready for Arizona's next victory.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, good fellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Our daughter was addicted to pain meds, and for over 2 decades, she was lost to us. We tried to help, but the more we tried, the worse it got. She went to 18 different rehabs. We finally realized that to really love her, we needed to let her go, even when that meant her going to jail. When she got out, she went to Gospel Rescue Mission, and as the days turned into months, we knew we had our daughter back.
If you need help, or if you know someone who needs help, go to grmtucson.com.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care, a proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
So, what is it that scares you the most?
The blue trucks from Essential Pest Control, Doctor. They leave bugs belly up.
I use one of those national companies.
Thanks, Doc. Those guys don't bother me.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Buy local and stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. That's 866-3029. Or visit EssentialPest.com.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain, Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Gabansa grabs the offensive rebound. His shot blocked by Krivas. Grabbed out of the air by Kharchenkov. Head to Bradley the other way. Up and under the bucket and laid it in.
Love the hang time from Jaden Bradley. After the quick miss from BYU, Cats avoid that two, turn it into two of their own.
That was one of 10 well, actually, I'm sorry. That's one of 12 points, 2 of 12 points that Jaden Bradley had to go along with 10 assists tonight in a 75-68 win for your Arizona Wildcats over the BYU Cougars. Arizona back in the win column now, 24-2 on the year, headed to Houston on Saturday. 520-848-1290. It is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. We'll review our keys to the game, what we thought the Wildcats needed to do to win this game tonight. We'll also hand out our Window Depot Glass Cleaner of the Game Award. Who beat the book tonight? Did anybody beat the book tonight? We'll let you know who did so, as well as update you on everything happening in college basketball. One more ranked game currently in progress out west as Gonzaga is leading San Francisco on your Goldberg and Osborne, the injury lawyers scoreboard. And, of course, we'll take your calls, texts, messages, everything at 520-848-1290. So get in on the conversation. We're streaming the show live on our YouTube channel for video. You can see us all there. You can also watch the show on Twitch and or listen to it on our website, wildcatsradio1290.com. Download the app. You can do all three of those, watch and listen on the app as well. Let's get back to the phones and hear from Anthony. You're on Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, the post-game show.
Hello, guys. How you guys doing tonight?
Good, Anthony. How are you?
Good. A great team win. Started a little tight, but I mean, getting all the cobwebs out from just everything, not having Aristotle and Koa Pete, but great team win. Dell'Orso. You see, we don't need him to be on every game. If everybody was on every single game, you get 20 points from every single person. You go 40-0, 41-0, and you win a title. But
right.
That's what teamwork is. I mean, Dell'Orso, he's had a bad month, but we had other players step up and do what they did. When we needed somebody to have a good game, he had a good game. He had 22 points, very aggressive. One guy that I think has been consistent, I mean, out of all our freshmen is Pete's had a great time that year. Burries has been big, but Ivan is so key to our team.
Mm-hmm.
He's like I think a Pella Larson times 2. And like at a younger, I mean, he of course Pella, like, you know, older Pella's better than a younger Ivan right now, but at this phase, he brings to the table what Pella did, but at such a better rate. And this guy, without this guy, I really believe the team wouldn't be where they're at. Just defensively, you look at today, you look at the box score, you see AJ with 33 points. You're thinking like, okay, he lit up Ivan. That is not the fact at all. He did it off of 28 shots, 33 points, 28 shots. And it was probably closer to 31, 32 shots because you forget, not you guys, but you guys are great, but people forget when you get fouled, if you don't make the shot, that doesn't count against your shot attempts.
Right.
So he probably got up 31, 32 shots. So 1 point for every shot he took. That to me, and Ivan made him work. I don't care what 33 points shows. That was a great defensive performance. You look at Anderson last week. He went from Anderson to AJ. Anderson, 19 points off of 18 shots. And then he's still producing on the offensive end. He brings so much to the table. He's that fire that we need. He gets the fans motivated because I love the Zona Zoo, but this is one of the quietest Zona Zoos I've seen in the last 10, 15 years. And he's always, you know, getting that motivation with that team, with them, getting the crowd going. He's a big part of our part of our team. Couple other things you look at, like I said, we go back to ADO. you know what, he doesn't have to be on all the time, but that's what a basketball team does is, and this is what makes Arizona complete is, I don't know if you guys seen this, and I don't know the dates, but somewhere mid-December through January, there was like a 12 or 13 game span where only twice we had in consecutive games the leading scorer is the same person. Either was Eric Burries or Koa Pete.
Right.
Every other game, there was a different leading scorer on this team, and that's just shows how this team is. Koa Pete's a stud. He's a stud. He's going to be an NBA player, potential lottery pick. Out of the 5-star, and I was talking to a buddy about this week. Out of the 5 starters and this is not no knock on Koa Pete because he has the biggest potential on the team, potentially. But if we had to lose a starter, which you never want to lose one, if we had to lose it, the switch off of Awaka being able to come in and contribute, even though he didn't have big numbers today, that might have been the position that we might have been able to manage short term. But don't get me wrong, I don't want all the fans to be all the other callers saying, what am I talking about? Because we need Koa Pete and we need that extra body. But if we had to put a Band-Aid on it, losing Bradley would have been massive. Losing Krivas for defensive-wise would have been massive. So that might have been where we might have been able, put a Band-Aid on it for a little period in time. But we are going to get better because of his injury. And what I mean by that is get some experience with Sige. I can never say his name.
Sige.
Get a little, get some experience with him. Get, the rotation moving around a little bit. And then hopefully, Koa Pete gets that rest because besides the injury, it looked like he hit that freshman wall a little bit.
That's what I've been saying for 2 weeks, Anthony, that I thought that some of these guys might be getting a little bit tired.
Yeah, you know what? And it's big in college. It always happens every year. I've been a fan since '87, man, and I've seen some of our best players go through it. Nick Johnson was notorious for it. He would start on fire November and December, and then have a dismal January. If you pull up his stats in the years that he was here, he would hit look at his late December, January stats. He would run into a wall. He'd be a world beater, run into a wall, and then, get it going. There was a point in time.
Don't say that too loud, Anthony. He was there tonight. He might be listening.
Yeah, but he's a great player, NBA player, made a lot more money than me.
He and Caleb Tarczewski both were there tonight, along with Kenny Lofton was in the house. There was a lot of star power there. Alice Cooper was at the game tonight. Nice.
And there's one other player, a stud, that was also there at the game today because he's on the bench. There was a 2003 Gardner.
Jason
Gardner, what do you call it? There was a point in time in 2003 on that Elite 8 team where he went like a 1 for 19 in like a late December to January where they ran into that wall. So I've seen some of the best players here run into that wall, and I kind of think that was happening at Pete going into prior to the injury. He was, it's just a big change, and especially for his position, he's guarding quicker forwards at times or banging inside. It's a very versatile, hard position. So I think this rest will be good for him as he gets healthy too. And I think all hands on deck come March, and hopefully we could, run the table.
And I'm going to ask Kelvin this question that off of what you mentioned right there, Anthony. And Kelvin, I know these kids play AAU all summer long and all that, but, he played in that high-level event, in FIBA over the summer. You got to wonder if that maybe contributes to the fact now you're playing in that high-level event, now you're playing at a level and against competition you've never played before in this conference where it's a battle every night, if that's maybe contributing as well to the fact he's just maybe a little worn out.
I don't necessarily believe in that wall thing.
Okay.
I feel like usually if you are a decent player, they figure you out a little bit. They got scouting people. They look at what you're doing, and especially if you're a high level player like Pete, they're gonna try to do different things to slow you down. And I thought that's what he ran into a little bit. I thought coach has done a pretty decent job as far as rotating these guys, because him and Awaka was rotating a lot as well with Krivas, so they was doing like a three-headed monster right there. So I don't know how many more minutes you could take away, and not have these guys ready like you want them. So, no, I think it's more when guys hit that January, I think it'd be that second time that people see you in conference, and they know what you're bringing to the table. They saw you in non-conference, and they saw you once already. And so, yeah, part of your job as a coach is to try to slow those people down.
And Anthony, to Kelvin's point, like we've talked a lot about this last couple of weeks, but Koa's issue is being high on that scout. When you're getting extra defensive attention, the only issue, Kelvin, I've seen these last maybe 2-3 weeks before the injury was forcing shots over defenders when it wasn't there. And now, why is that? Well, it's because he's struggling to find open looks because everybody's trying to take away Koa from, 6 feet to 12 feet? That's where he really kind of gets busy. And so as a result, Kelvin, I mean, the next step in that young man's growth in those situations is ball fake, interior pass, something to that effect, because he's clearly seeing more attention, and that loosens up the defense when Koa sees a little bit more traffic in there. Because the one thing, Anthony, that the scout defensive coaches are not going to let Koa Pete backside dunk. They're not going to let what happened in that Florida game happen. So if you got to pick something to take away, what are you going to do with the walk on the boards? Well, you got a better chance of trying to, get a little bit of bump on Koa when he's trying to make those cuts through the lane, give him a quick double like he's been seeing a lot these last couple of weeks. So really just the patience and understanding to not force it, Kelvin. Forcing shots, I think, has been his issue more so than hitting any kind of wall. His numbers have gone way down because of that extra defensive attention on the scout, and he's just taking shots, maybe ill-advised shots that are well defended.
You guys mentioned one thing also too about playing the summer league. I mean, not the summer league, the summer games. Another thing also that's also maybe a factor too is everybody forgets he got broken hand at the end of his senior year. Yep. Then he goes straight into the summer league, not summer league, the summer games, and then over here. So I mean, it's an impact on him. Another thing about Koa Pete, he probably plays one of the harder positions to play as a phenom freshman coming in, because a lot of times, especially in this Big 12, you're playing against men. He's still a 18, 19-year-old kid coming in, playing against some 21, 22-year-old men already. Like with the guards, I think it's a little bit easier transition because, you're playing not as strong of people. But, I mean, my main thing with Pete will get his rest, get him better, get him right, get some rotation. If we lose at Houston, I mean, even with Pete, that was going to be a tough game at Houston, especially them coming off a loss to Iowa State. That's going to be a tough game. But, I mean, the main thing is I love this conference. It's going to prepare us. Like, today's game was equivalent to playing in the second round of the tournament, probably like a 7 or 8 seed. The topping game was possibly a Lead 8 game, the Texas Tech. Houston's like a potential Final Four type of opponent. Whoever is doing the marketing in this conference is doing an amazing job. And the reason I say that is you look at Houston's gauntlet they have in the last couple. They had Iowa State, they have us, they still have Kansas. You look at who Kansas has in the last 6 games of the year. You look at Arizona's gauntlet, and you look at Iowa State's, what they have in February. I believe whoever's doing the marketing in the Big 12 for the basketball schedule got it right. The reason I say that is because NFL dominates all June. January. NFL Super Bowl and that. You don't want to have your Houston, Arizona on a Saturday in the middle of the playoffs.
Exactly.
You don't want to have your Arizona, Kansas, and by doing these gauntlets for these powerhouse teams that they figured were going to be big in February, you get all the attention, you get all the media, you get all the eyes on your conference from the national perspective. I mean, maybe it's just a coincidence, but I really think the schedule the way it is there's a reason for it for all teams, and I think it's just money-wise, market-wise, and it's just a beautiful thing that the Big 12 did that Pac-12 lacked.
Yeah, I mean, well, these last 3 big Monday games have just been unbelievable. Unbelievable showcases because really Monday it's really the only thing happening. There's not a lot of other games going on that particular night. And you're absolutely right. I mean, Tommy Lloyd even came out and said, hey, that Brett Yormark basically apologized for the way they set up the schedule so backloaded, but it's for exactly what you said. It was for the exposure that this conference is getting right now.
Okay, but you just started the call by talking about guys getting rest. And the issue is, first of all, there's only 2 ranked teams in the Pac-12. For the last 5 years, Arizona was in that league. So there were no 5 top 10 teams. I have one issue with this backloading, whereas you're talking about playing 9 consecutive quad 1 games going into the Big 12 tournament where you're going to play 3 more quad 1 games into the NCAA tournament. So again, like I'd rather play teams every single year. Kelvin, 1993, 1994, 1995. Those years Arizona went 17-1 and didn't see a challenge in the last 3 months. Come on. Of course you want to be challenged in the last few months of the season leading the NCAA tournament. But Richie Saunders going down, JT Toppin being lost for the year. At this rate, with the level of intensity and the physicality of these games, I'm not saying those 2 injuries had anything to do with the backloading, but the chances of injuries happening, Kelvin, when you're playing top 5, top 10 teams twice a week in the back end of the season. Arizona played 1 ranked team in their first 9 games. They're playing 7 ranked teams in their last 9 games.
I'm just saying this. I can't believe that game for Texas Tech wasn't Wednesday.
Yeah,
I mean, those guys played 45, 40 minutes. I was bragging about I was bragging about how many minutes they played against Arizona, and you saw the fatigue early in the game. At this time of the year, you're going against every team is really like that. I mean, most of the guys are playing 30 to 35 minutes because, coaches want their best players, on the court. But yeah, man, it's tough to see, some of these guys go down like that because it really changed. But I'll say this. If I'm West Virginia, Cincinnati, some of those teams, I'm like, UCF. I want to play those guys. I want to get a chance because if you knock some of these guys off, this opportunity to get into the tournament. So if I'm them teams, man, I'm a little ticked off, man, because you're not, who's at UCF? You don't get these opportunities to play against these teams right now.
Mid-February in the pack, there were 2 teams that were in, and there were 10 teams that were out. Right, because you didn't have any chance. There was no chance. There was no high net ranking teams that you were going to play down the stretch that were going to move the needle and get you on the bubble or get you over that hump to get in the tournament. Right now, you're talking about probably 7, 8 teams in, and another team. Like there's quite a few teams like that. So I love the idea of the teams in the middle of the pack and lower trying to get those big wins. I just think if you have 2 top 10 teams playing Kansas's schedule, Arizona's schedule, BYU's, go look at BYU's schedule, Anthony. Like these last 5, 6 games. I mean, it's just crazy. And yes, Commissioner Yormark intentionally backloaded it. And why do you think Kansas and Arizona was the day after the Super Bowl, right? I mean, it's literally the reasoning why is they're trying to get as much exposure for the conference as possible after the NFL ends, which is really smart. And because it's NFL, Kelvin, Big 12. That's a football conference, man. Like those are all the states, right, that the Big 12 schools are in are football states. So getting some of those football fans to come over, hey, by the way, we got the best, most physical basketball conference in America. It's great marketing. I just hope that everybody stays healthy until March because March games are what really matter.
Last point, Anthony?
What do you call it? It's gonna be a fun rest of the year. Just hopefully the players get plenty of rest, get going. Big 12 tournament's going to be it's just going to be a rock fight. It's going to be fun. Main thing, like you guys, hopefully we just stay healthy, be ready for March. We're going to take a couple lumps probably in the next couple weeks, but I mean the main thing is once we get to March, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what happens the rest of the way. Just try to get 6 in March and celebrate.
Did you hear DK's announcement in the pregame?
No, I'm sorry.
For the Big 12 tournament?
What was that?
This guy's performing.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get it up. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there.
I'm excited about the Big 12 going there this year. I've always went to the Pac-12 tournament, went every year except for I think the COVID year. I went the COVID year and it got shut down. But I think the year we didn't go with the suspension year when Miller, we didn't play in it.
Right.
I didn't go to the Big 12 last year, but going this year, I'm excited about the LED court.
You're going to be our correspondent out there, Anthony. We're going to hit you up and make sure you let us know how the barbecue is.
Yeah.
Actually, one of my buddies did tell me that's one of the spots we have to hit for sure. He told me a couple of the barbecue places he already had circled on there. So I'm looking forward to that. So looking forward to the LED court, not the court last year that made me sick watching it on TV. I kid you not. I'm not lying. I called a couple of my friends and said, are any of you guys getting motion sickness from watching this game?
Yeah, that's called the Moray effect.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
100%
bad.
serious.
Yeah.
And one last thing, glad to have the Deli back. He's had a good game. He doesn't have to have a game like that but just be aggressive, make efforts. For a good point in January, he was always throwing a pick six every game. And what I mean by that, he was good for every game, throwing a turnover that led to a wide open layup. So my buddy termed it a pick six.
Right.
He said he was always good for a pick six. But you guys are awesome. Talk to you soon. Bear down, guys.
Thanks, Anthony. Thank you very much for your call. So the last four Big Monday games, Arizona BYU 1 versus 13. Then you had, that was January 26th. Then you had February 2nd, you had Kansas, Texas Tech 11 versus 13. Then on Monday the 9th, Arizona, Kansas 1 versus 9. That was the one after the Super Bowl. And then this past Monday, you had 2 versus 6, Houston versus Iowa State. And let's see what we got this coming Monday. This coming Monday, the 23rd, you got Houston versus Kansas, 2 versus 8. So, yeah, Monday night is Big 12 night. And that is the way that Mr. Yormark absolutely wanted it. 75-68, the final score. Arizona wins. Stay on the lines. We'll get to you. It is Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. J-Dub, I'm going to take us to break with Snoop Dogg's verse in the song here.
Heat in the kitchen, pot on the stove, water getting boiled, dope being sold, Snoopy in the hookie, system overload. I've been running this rap game since I was 20 years old. I hung with the worst of them, bust till I burst them up, floss them up, toss them up, hard away, close them up. Pardon me, I'm bossing up, brace you up, bless you, bro, don't mess with us.
We like the U in the 80s.
Back to back, set a track, hit the lick, get it back, get the trick, jump the track. Bitch,
I want my money back.
Time and time again, while I'm sipping on this gin. Al Davis said it best, just win, baby, win.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at coolwillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats basketball radio broadcast. Two powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. coolwillies.com.
The dice are hot and the cash is calling at Casino Del Sol. Every day, swipe your Club Soul card for a free entry into our Friday drawings at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and 8 p.m. Plus, every 250 slot or table points gets you an extra entry. If your name is drawn, you'll step up and roll the dice. And if you hit 5 of a kind, you'll take home $5,000 in cool cash. Only at Casino Del Sol, an enterprise of the Pasquayaki tribe.
Ready to score a new vehicle? Whether you are looking for a new car, truck, or electric vehicle, at Royal Kia, we know exactly what you want. A quality vehicle at a great price and to be treated fairly. We stand by our transparent online pricing, offer a 72-hour buyback guarantee, and you work with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $589 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or royalkia.com.
Looking for quality windows without the wait? Come to the Window Depot. We carry a huge selection of Milgard windows, in stock now and ready for pickup. Need something custom? No problem. From new construction to full home replacement, we'll help you order the perfect Milgard windows built to fit your space, style, and budget. Whether you're a homeowner or contractor, the Window Depot makes it easy to get the windows you need fast. Visit thewindowdepot.com to find a location near you and see why we're your Milgard window experts.
Morning begins in the Rincon foothills. Rocking K, a master-planned community and place to call home, offering distinct neighborhoods designed to fit your lifestyle. Explore the outdoors, walk the trails, visit Saguaro National Park. Enjoy community parks and make new friends at Rocking K resident events. Walk to Vail School District's newest campus in Rocking K, Saguaro Creek. 17 model homes, 6 quality builders, move-in ready homes available from the 300s. Rocking K, designed by nature. a community by design.
Day in and day out, we're inundated with commercials asking to review your portfolio or telling you to get a second opinion. This is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management, and I want to share the advice I give people every day. Talk to 3 different advisors at 3 different firms. It's important to understand their differences and find someone you can trust. I want Meridian to be one of your 3, and then you will decide who is best for you. To learn more, call us at 719-1433 today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Now that winter is really here, cooler overnight temperatures mean that your tire pressure warning light could be on. In most cases, you solve the problem by simply adding the correct amount of air to your tires. As always, you can stop by any of our 14-area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a free tire inspection and air pressure check. And if you need help with that low pressure warning light, we fix those too. Check out jackfurriers.com. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, here to get you there.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put members' success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
Coach, Tommy Lloyd here with the Right Way team.
Thinking about replacing your heating and air system? It's February at Right Way.
These are some of the slowest months of the year. We have equipment in stock and our crews are available.
And we're including an 80% furnace absolutely free with the purchase of an air conditioning system.
And if that's not enough, we're offering up to 60 months no interest financing, manufacturer and energy efficiency rebates, and 10-year parts and labor warranty.
Call or text 520-200-2422 today or visit rightwayac.com.
If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
You know it, your neighbors know it, and let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be, but thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was, and even better. Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials, the right service, the right product, the right price.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway and discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain, Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Down right side it goes Owaka. Kick it high for Bradley. 10 to shoot. Bradley circles around top, drives right at lane, throw it inside. CD Gay slams it down for 2. And that will electrify the crowd. Bradley over Dell'Orso, wide open 3, back of the rim, no good. Rebound underneath. There's Gay, lays it in.
The activity of CD Gay has inspired and electrified McHale Center.
CD Gay, 4 points, 2 of 3 from the floor. He played 10 minutes in the game, 4 points, 4 rebounds. Got him 3 personal fouls while he was out there. Also had an assist. That pass by Jaden Bradley was just sick. That might be one of the best passes I've seen Jaden Bradley throw to a guy. I mean, he just put it right up there and CD went and got it. One of 10 assists in the game for Jaden Bradley. 75-68, Arizona, number 4 in the country, knocks off number 23, BYU, to sweep the season series from the Cougars. They've now won 3 of the 4 matchups since the 2 became Big 12 bedfellows last year. 520-848-1290. Want to hear from you. You can call us. You can text us. We'll read some text as well coming up, and we'll give you, before this segment is over, we'll give you our Window Depot glass cleaner of the game. Let's head back to the phones, though, now and hear from our guy, Paul in Phoenix. Paul, you're on Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, the postgame show.
Gentlemen, a lot to unpack tonight. All I kept hearing in this postgame, I keep hearing J-Dub said, move the tournament to Vegas. Move the tournament to Vegas. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, J-Dub. You didn't say that. Hey, but you know what?
I like barbecue.
I love barbecue. I love barbecue.
The problem, Paul, is that I lived in Vegas. I'm one of the few people who lived in Vegas and survived, so for 5 years. So
you did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Vacationing in Vegas after you've lived there, it just is a different animal.
Is not going to work. Exactly. Yeah, I went once to a Pac-12 tournament and it was awesome. We won it and blah blah blah. Anyway, but here's a couple things, okay? And let me get this out of the way. This is just formality. Isn't it funny? You talk a little bit about Pac-12, Pac-10, blah blah blah, right? How funny is it? Do you really think the Big Ten is the Big Ten laughing, or are they saying, why did we even bother including UCLA and USC in basketball? What was the point of that?
I take it USC lost tonight.
USC got worked by Illinois,
Did they get
101 to 65.
Did you see the stat, guys?
No.
So Illinois has traveled 7 times less this season than UCLA.
Really?
Like travel, like
mileage.
mileage okay.
Traveled. They call it the West Coast mileage tax for all those former Pac-12 teams because you got to go out there back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So the stat is that UCLA and USC have traveled 7 times the distance in planes that the Illinois Fighting Illini have traveled this season. Yeah.
That'll teach them, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, but seriously, I think if USC and UCLA could go get together, and go, let's find a new basketball conference we can take because they're going to be languid.
Those guys are the ones that they're the reason why the Pac no longer exists. So
exactly.
I don't have pity for UCLA or USC. Neither does DK, and I'm sure Kelvin's the same.
Make them be vanquished down to I think it's hilarious. They will be middle, if not middle to the bottom of the Big Ten for the next 10 years. And it's hilarious. But anyway, so a couple other things. And this is the thing, and I know you guys might say, Paul, you can't do that, but I'm going to do it because it's my rule, okay? I declared to my family, because my family thought I was not normal. I said, guys, why are we nervous? This is fun. This is fun basketball. I declared February 18th is officially March now, so I'm nervous 18th. Now. Tonight I was finally off the chair when Delly did that first dunk. I was just like this. I was into tonight's game. So I will admit, I told my family, okay, now it's officially March. I mean, even my daughter sent me a text. Goes, there's my dad. Finally, he's here with us. He's joining the party. Welcome to the party, Dad. But Tommy Lloyd is my MVP of the game.
Yeah,
and I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say the word fart on the air, but I'm going to say it. If our teams, because Tommy doesn't control, but our team, some of our players had a few of those little air bubbles. Okay, Jaden Bradley, you got 10 seconds to get across the timeline. Okay, I don't care if Tommy's talking to you. I would look at Coach and say, Coach, let me get across the line, then I'll talk to you. Or whatever was going on. When Delly stepped out of bounds on an inbound play, the court, Dick Van Arsdale used to say, the court has lines on it for a reason. Stay in bounds.
Yeah, they're getting in the habit, Kelvin, of that. Like, there's another turnover where they passed the ball to Bradley going towards the sideline again. Did you see that? Like, with about 2 minutes to go. Yeah.
So Tommy Lloyd is my MVP because he probably dealt with the stress, and he's told these guys a million times, guys, here's the following rules. They have to be done. And for some reason, they still do these things. Now, he's going to point it out to them again. You know he will. And hopefully eventually it'll sink in, okay? And it is what it is. But this team, and by the way, Elizabeth and Anthony, the previous callers, I love listening to those. They I almost shouldn't even call in because they're just great. I love hearing their calls. I just love their insight. I just love it. But this team is. I know that, and J-Dub and I kind of went back and forth a little bit on this. I'm worried about Koa. Tommy, I didn't like the way Tommy said the word short term.
Do you want to talk about what we talked about off the air?
No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to bring it up. Okay. I'm not going to talk about the 10,000-pound elephant in the room. But Tommy used the word short term, and we'll leave it at that. Okay, let's just leave it at that. So let's move forward. But Tommy's the MVP. Okay, and it's this team is a lot of fun to watch, and I'm now officially fully engaged, blood pressure and all that other nonsense. Okay, so there you go. And then and if we want to speak about travel, okay, I'll totally change subject. Then I'll get off the air and leave you guys alone. David, you're a 49er fan, right? Well, you're a Browns fan, right? But not a Niner fan.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
yeah,
okay, you're not. Okay, well, just any 49er fan out there, just FYI, this year the NFL has you going to Australia and to Brazil. Okay, so go figure. And supposedly the Australia game is against the Rams. So
if you go east to Australia, it's pretty far.
I guess that's better than NFL fans having to go to San Francisco after Michael Irvin just blew up the entire city, saying how horrible the Super Bowl was.
Yeah, that too.
Hey, guys, this is fun. You know what? This team, it was great. I'm happy for Delhi. I really am happy for Delhi. And Ivan, he will be the glue, and I think he realizes that he can be the glue guy that'll help keep this together. And like I mentioned the other day, Jaden, just be our quarterback. He had 10 assists tonight. That's exactly what we need you to do. Get the other guys, feed them. Keep feeding, because those guys love to eat, and that was obvious tonight. Bear down, guys. Thanks again.
Appreciate it as always, Paul. Thank you. 520-848-1290. That opens up a line. Why do I believe that you guys were? I think I know what you guys were talking about off the air. And well, I don't know if I'm ready to go there yet.
No, like without giving anything away. Like he asked me for inside information, like we were holding something back from him, and I said, "Bro, like if I know something that's not like HIPAA laws or whatever, like if we have information, we're going to share it on the air." That's all. That's all I said to him.
All right. Time now for our Window Depot Glass Cleaner of the game. And let's see. Tonight, nobody was in double figures. And again, these games have gotten a little. Tonight's game, as I said at the top, was kind of an antithesis of what we've seen from this team. You got to figure out different ways to win. Only 26 points in the paint. I don't know if that's a concern at this point, that number has totally dropped in the last 3 games, or if this is just the way these games are now. When you get into these high-level situations, you're not playing the Cincinnatis and the West Virginias and some of these other teams where you might be able to roll up 40 points in the paint every night. When you get into these games against the better competition, 26, 30 points in the paint might just be what that's going to be. Another game where the Wildcats shot less than 15 free throws. That's concerning still, I think, a bit. But again, you got to find ways to win these types of games, and I thought they did so tonight. 7 rebounds by Ivan Kharchenkov, 7 rebounds from Motiejus Krivas, 6 from Toby Awaka. I'll let you start, Kelvin, because I'm trying to rack my brain remembering any rebounds that kind of stood out to me in this game, and of course I missed the last 6 minutes driving back from or 8 minutes driving back from McHale. So, who'd you like tonight?
Honestly, I thought Krivas. That's who I was going to go with tonight. I didn't think nobody really just really killed the boards tonight.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I like bringing a walk off the bench. I just think the punch of him coming off the bench, changing the game once the other team kind of gets worn down a little bit from the start of the game, and then he comes in. Because I believe at the beginning of the game, it's easier to find him, right? It's easier to find him to box out because the other team is fresh as well, and he's on the scout. I'm sure they had him as a guy that they was focusing on. And again, you were talking about paint scores. You just got to continue to be aggressive in attacking the paint. They went 2-3 zone today, and even in high school, that deter you from getting 2-point attempts and things, and they took advantage and they knocked down some threes today. So it's pick your poison sometimes.
The real issue, guys, is the same. It's 4 for 12 layups. Like we've had that conversation pretty often recently, which is finishing around the rim. So 4 for 12 on layups. If that's even 50-60%, guys, then that number gets bumped up probably double.
It's a 15-point game.
Yeah. So I think I just think it's tough when you got shot blockers around, and there's a little bit of obviously focus on making sure that Mo gets doubled when he touches the ball on the block. When you're down a big with Koa Pete not being in there, there's actually less space, Kelvin, when you got the 2 bigs instead of the 3 bigs, and they went too big. Like that was you talked about a pregame, Kelvin, that they're probably gonna have AJ and 4 guards out there. And that second half, they started both their bigs. That's very against character for Kevin Young. Clearly, that idea was to try to prevent Arizona from getting those 40, 50 points. I don't see it as, man, Arizona really struggled because they didn't score in the paint. I see it, Kelvin, as this team is built to score from anywhere that you give them the opportunity to score from. They've just made a concerted effort all year long to get the ball right at the rim by drives, Kharchenkov, Bradley, and obviously the post-ups with Koa and Tobe especially and Mo. Right now, when you see the 2-3, when you see double teams on the block every single time the post guys touch it, the shots are coming from mid-range. The shots are coming from three-point land. And they also had fewer attempts, guys, 64 field goals total. They have like 74, 75 last game out.
Yeah.
So the pace was much slower, less attempts, less points in the paint.
So who's your guy then? Krivas? Who are you voting for?
I love Mo Krivas. Let's go with Mo.
All right. Well, that's 2 votes right there for Mo Krivas. I won't disagree because, again, I think the one guy I saw that kind of stood out to me again was Krivas, again, on a night when there was not a dominant rebounder per se.
I was trying to look it up, guys, and Tobe played 32 minutes, only had 6, and I was just thinking to myself, man, as far as rebounds per minute, that's got to be amongst the lowest he's had all season.
Exactly. So Motiez Krivas is your Window Depot glass cleaner of the game. Window Depot, lowest prices, biggest inventory. Shop thewindowdepot.com. 75-68, the final score. We'll get another break in. We'll come back. We'll find out if anybody beat the book. We'll take some more of your calls. Text, chime in on our YouTube channel, our Twitter feed as well, Wildcats 12, and or Facebook. Comment wherever you want. Download the app. You can comment through the app in 3 different ways. You can text us through the app. You can send us audio. You can talk, tape yourself talking about the game, your top takeaway. Send it to us. I'll promise you I'll play it on the air. You can also send us a video if you want to hold your camera up and tape yourself talking about the Wildcats, your top takeaways on video. Send it to me. We'll put it up on our social media
What if somebody had a video of them partying with Boban tonight and they sent that to us?
If you were partying with Boban, that would be. He was playing the triangle.
He was
in the band.
Yeah,
so
apparently there's a documentary.
So he had a mid-court shot during shoot around, and he was playing the triangle in the band tonight. I mean, it's crazy.
They're doing a documentary of Boban goes places and does things.
There we go. Now, is he connected? He didn't go to Gonzaga, right?
No. He didn't go to college at all.
Yeah. What's his connection? He was just here, or is he?
Well, like I said, I think they're doing a documentary of him going around to college campuses.
I see.
So they think they filmed it all, and I think we'll see later on, the behind-the-scenes stuff. I'm sure.
All right. There we go. I look forward to
If you
that.
people out there don't know who Boban Marjanovic is, he's probably the most beloved player in the NBA the last 10 years. His per ratings, guys, are better than Joker. He only played 3 minutes a game in his career, but he shoots 90% from the field, and he's the biggest fan favorite ever. Remember the one where he missed the free throw on purpose so everybody could get tacos?
Yeah.
Everybody loves Boban. Just this past All-Star, he comes into the Luka Doncic presser, and he asks, who's your favorite teammate you ever played with? And Luka, because they have one of those brother relationships, and Luka's like, nobody in particular, all of them. And he's like, not some, Eastern European who's 7'2". No, definitely not him. And they just had that interaction just Saturday. So yeah, Boban is very beloved around the basketball world.
75-68, Arizona beats BYU. More coming straight ahead. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Now that's what I call savings. If you're looking for a real truck, get up to $7,500 off a new 2026 Chevy Silverado, plus up to $2,500 off a 2026 Chevy Equinox, and $8,500 off the Equinox EV. It's all happening now at O'Reilly Chevrolet. Truck tough deals, real savings. Call us at 747-8000 or see us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall or on the web at O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet. The cold Arizona nights are here. Is your furnace ready? For just $59, Rightway is offering a complete system tune-up, ensuring your furnace runs efficiently to keep your home comfortable all season long. Routine maintenance is key to avoiding costly breakdowns. And with over 11,000 five-star Google reviews, you can trust Rightway to get the job done right. Plus, we'll include a free carbon monoxide test for your peace of mind. Call Rightway today at 520-640-2665 or visit us at rightwayac.com for your $59 complete system tune-up.
The target, 422 Maple Drive. No tripped alarms, no broken windows. While you were sleeping, they made off with $50,000 in equity, and they didn't even use a getaway car.
Nate here, owner of Blue Sky Pest Control. Don't let termites turn your equity into sawdust. We stop the heist before the damage is done. Call 520-201-2000 for your free termite inspection. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, termites.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Now that winter is really here, cooler overnight temperatures mean that your tire pressure warning light could be on. In most cases, you solve the problem by simply adding the correct amount of air to your tires. As always, you can stop by any of our 14-area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a free tire inspection and air pressure check. And if you need help with that low pressure warning light, we fix those too. Check out jackfurriers.com. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, here to get you there.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
For over 30 years, Tucson has been putting its trust in First Chiropractic for auto and on-the-job injuries. They're locally owned and a proud sponsor of the U of A radio broadcasts. So if you've been injured, make the right choice first.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez at Meridian Wealth Management, and one of the hardest things I witness is when someone passes and they hadn't updated their beneficiaries properly beforehand. We all experience change in our lives, marriage, divorce, kids, and we work very hard for what we have. Leaving your legacy exactly the way you desire is important. This is your reminder to review all of your beneficiary designations today and at least annually. Seek guidance if you need it. Call our office at 520-719-1433 for more information.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Now is the perfect time to start your next home renovation project. At the Window Depot, you get factory direct prices, no installers, no middleman, and serious savings. Windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, all in stock and ready to take home today. Perfect for DIYers and contractors who want to save thousands and get materials fast. Your project, your timeline, the best prices. Shop online at thewindowdepot.com or visit a location near you.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Donna Ogden Nation.
Oh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the Neighborly Done Right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed. Much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, a neighborly company.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of five-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Life's busy. Errands, kids, work, the I-10 grind. Who's got time to sit at a detail shop?
That's why Recon Auto Detailing comes to me. Mobile detailing keeps my car spotless without losing a minute of my day.
From mobile washes to in-shop ceramic coatings, tint, and paint protection, we're Tucson's one-stop shop for keeping your ride looking new. Convenience, care, confidence, that's Recon Auto Detailing. Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
The dice are hot and the cash is calling at Casino Del Sol. Every day, swipe your Club Soul card for a free entry into our Friday drawings at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and 8 p.m. Plus, every 250 slot or table points gets you an extra entry. If your name is drawn, you'll step up and roll the dice. And if you hit 5 of a kind, you'll take home $5,000 in cool cash. Only at Casino Del Sol, an enterprise of the Pasquayaki tribe.
Wildcat Nation, are you ready?
Bradley down, into the lane, lay it up and good. Previous turnaround jump hook is good. Dell'Orso springs a three out there and drains it. Milwaukee takes away the rebound and slams it home. It's a man's game.
Bear down, Cats. Our window depot coverage of University of Arizona basketball continues with Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The pregame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. We are counting down to tip off for Arizona Wildcats basketball. This is Wildcats Radio, 1290.
BYU ball, less than 3 minutes to go. Bonso down in the forecourt, driving to the right wing. Short high, knocked away and stolen. Kharchenkov on a breakaway. Ivan slam it home. 18 for Kharchenkov.
18 points. He's gotten that hanging dunk thing down pretty good, Ivan Kharchenkov. He definitely is the energy out there. 7 of 12 from the floor, hit 2 threes tonight, 2 of 5 from 3, 2 of 2 from the line. 18.7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal in 35 minutes. Had the highest plus-minus tonight. Did Ivan Kharchenkov at plus 12. Fourth-ranked Arizona beats number 23 BYU at or in McHale Center at Alchemy Arena, 75-68. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We'll be heading back out to McHale Center. We'll hear from, Deli and Jaden coming up a little bit later for you. But right now, let's head back to the phones and hear from Josh. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, the postgame show.
How's it going, guys? Good to hear from you guys.
Josh, good to hear from you as always.
So I went to the game, and I got probably about 30 autographs.
30?
Yep.
Did you get Alice Cooper?
I did not.
Oh, did you get Kenny Lofton?
No.
Well, whose autograph did you get if you didn't get either of those two?
I got probably about 20 of the football guys.
Oh, okay.
And then I got Chris Button, Jay Billis.
Oh, Chris Button? You got
Tolman.
Chris Button's?
Yep.
The sideline reporter for ESPN.
Yeah, I got an all group picture of them tonight.
Oh, wow.
Before the game started.
Nice. You got there early then.
Yeah, I was down there pretty early. And then I got Raul and Clark from baseball after the game.
You said
and then I got
Raul
Tarzuski before the game.
Raul from baseball?
Yeah, he got drafted by the Diamondbacks last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then Clark Candinetti got drafted by the Padres.
Yes.
So he was down there as well. And then, let's see, Ivan was in there. Maybe 20 football players. They're all pictures, autographs. I'm drafting up a YouTube video right now as I'm talking to you guys right now.
Nice.
And then Lindsey Dean was down there as well. You know, I was on the news a couple weeks ago with K-Gun, so I saw myself on the news for 4 seconds. So, yeah.
What were your thoughts on the game, Josh?
I enjoyed it, man. I mean, like I said, we kept playing and hit that buzzer beater at the end of the first half and kept rolling, man.
Yeah, it was it was a very balanced night for the Arizona Wildcats. That was the big thing I liked about it. Was that it wasn't how we're used to seeing them win this year, but you got to find a way with what you got.
Kelvin, what is the best autograph you've ever gotten?
Well, you guys, of course. I still got to meet you, Madden.
No, Kelvin, because Kelvin's like an old, Dallas head. So I'm sure there's somebody from the past. Kelvin doesn't strike me as the kind of dude who's ever walked up to a guy and said, "Sign this for me." That's why I was asked. I'm curious. Maybe you were told like some cowboy.
It's funny that you bring that up because Nick Johnson and Caleb Tarzuski were there, and I got their autographs as well.
Well, you did get those. At least you didn't miss out on all the stars tonight.
No.
Nick Johnson with a mustache. He's got that mustache going on, man. I'm just not used to seeing Nick Johnson with a mustache.
When I think of Nick Johnson, I still think of 16-year-old Nick Johnson with the Soldiers. Like, that's just the Nick Johnson I remember when I first connected with him. And, he'll always be that dude.
Yeah. To be honest with you, when I was walking, trying to get in, I saw Tarzyski. He remembered me when Endeavor flew over to the campus, when they were all freshmen, and then I'm like, oh, that has to be Nick Johnson. Hanging around after the game, I eventually got his autograph, so it's good. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Josh, appreciate the call, brother.
Yeah, good to hear from you guys.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Michael checks in on the YouTube channel. He says, I'm trying to think of this. Michael Tannis is his name. He says, do you think we can hang with Houston's and Iowa State's, or the Houston's and Iowa State's with this makeshift roster?
The problem with Houston is their strength is their athleticism of their front court, right, Kelvin? So, the issue there, you're talking Tugler, last year's National Player of the Year. They got a lot of athletes. And this year, their offense, generally, Kelvin Sampson's happy playing a 60-45 game, but they got the second most efficient offense in the league right now. They're playing really good ball. I think Koa Pete's absence tonight will be less noticeable than playing versus that front line, Kelvin, because they got some guys who are ultra athletes.
Yeah, and we're going to need those guards to play well because, they double on the perimeter. They try to force you to take threes. They scramble all over the place. They, as Coach Lloyd say, they're very handsy, and so that's going to be a tough challenge. But again, that's the reason why you play in this conference. These guys came to be in this situation, and it's tough. You got a couple guys down, but as I tell guys in this situation, man, it'd be a great story to tell your grandkids one day. How you figured out a way to get it done shorthanded.
Yeah, the question is, can they hang? Hell yeah, they can hang with Houston in Houston. However, with the 6-man rotation. However, if they had their full 8, I think they're probably favored, or if they're playing their best ball. I think Arizona matches up great with Houston with their full 8-man rotation with Koa. And people forget, guys, Dwayne Aristote is 6'8", 230, Kelvin. He's a big dude out there. Yeah. So it's less so the three-point shooting. You might think of Dwayne Aristote as more the physicality on defense, fighting over ball screens, a really good young defender. So, they can hang with Houston as is, and it's going to be tougher because Houston's front line is very good.
And what they're going to do is they are going to force our guards to score. They're not going to let the bigs beat you. They just not going to do it. Coach Sampson teams are going to be extremely tough with the doubles. The guards are going to have to be able to make shots. That's why I was excited to see Deli. That's kind of why I wanted him in the starting lineup. But he got starters minutes, and he was able to take starters shots. So I think that's going to help a lot when you play against Houston because you need guards to be able to beat that type of pressure.
It would be just the third time this year the Wildcats were underdogs. They were underdogs against Florida and UConn. They'll likely be underdogs Saturday in Houston. 520-848-1290. Let's hear from Doug. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, the post-game show.
Hey, fellas. Great to talk to you. I have to admit, as I've done a few times, I missed some of the post-game show. Major apologies.
That's okay.
I was hanging out at McHale, listening to Tommy in person is always one of my favorite things. I did it all those years with Lute, and so it's always cool to hear the coach and then, just schmoozing with friends. But, a lot of thoughts. I'm honestly very happy with the result given the hardships that we're facing right now. And of course BYU was without Richie Saunders, and so it's kind of fair there. But I don't have any issues at all with our effort tonight. I thought that everybody that was on the court played their butts off, and we got a lot of balance, like you guys have talked about. I'm a huge Dell'Orso guy, honestly, because I guess I can relate to him because not that I'm anywhere near the level of any of these guys, but when I was playing in YMCA leagues and some of these types of things, pickup games, I was kind of that guy that, I couldn't defend as well as others. I couldn't play inside, but I could shoot a little bit. And so it's really nice to see him, get out of his slump and just, kind of carry us today. That was awesome. And then Ivan was just going, blow for blow, keeping up with Deli. It was just pretty cool. At one point I look up and the two of them have combined for 38 points. And I'm like, hey, that's a good way to counter Dibanza. So, I know some fans are grumbling like JB isn't at his peak, but I think I heard you guys say 10 assists. I mean, that is what you want. Maybe Paul was talking about that. That is what you want out of your point guard.
Yeah.
So, I don't need him to be flashy, and he'll take the open jumpers when he's got them. But I don't need him to try to be something he's not. I mean, a lot of good efforts. You were talking about the rebounder of the game. I totally agree that it's Krivas. Not because of the raw numbers, because 7 boards or whatever is not going to blow it. Just blow people away. But he had. Maybe it was when you were driving back to the studio, DK, but he had maybe his best rebound of his career at one point late in that game, I thought, where he just fought through, it seemed like 4 BYU bigs to go get that ball, and he was not going to be denied. And as you're losing, that lead slipping away a little bit, that kind of rebound is just crucial. So I liked a lot of what I saw tonight.
Yeah, maybe the one negative, if there was a negative, was they didn't really handle the press all that well late in the game. That's got to improve, I think.
Yeah, that's been a talking point throughout the Tommy Lloyd era here. I kind of wonder if I don't know if maybe assistant coaches would want to watch some film of other programs and see what kind of what their schemes are. I mean, I know they've all been playing and coaching basketball for decades also, but if what we're doing isn't working, maybe they need to just mix it up, try some different stacks, coming out of the inbounds play.
I think
I don't know.
It's super dependent on who's the one, right, Kelvin? So, like, what we're seeing right now is Jaden Bradley, they gave him full confidence that he can bring the ball up. So normally you might see 2 guards screen each other's mans on that baseline out of bounds play against a press. But what you're seeing Coach Lloyd do this year especially is JB's almost always back there by himself. And the reason for that is the same reason you don't screen 2 big to bigs in the paint, because you're bringing extra defender over, right, Kelvin? So the less crowded that area is, so having one ball handler back there, that's fine. The only issue I'm seeing is when you inbound the ball away from the center of the court towards the out-of-bounds sideline, and there's 2 defenders there.
Defender.
Yeah, that's an issue. It's more the issue, I think, with the inbounds a lot of the times. But that outlet, that safety valve, Kelvin, in the middle of the court, they got to do a little better job when you get a double there, because JB's like 6'2", but he's not 6'8". So like seeing over the top of some of those doubles when the bigger guys come over, having an outlet guy, the safety valve there in the middle of the court, if that's Mo or it has been Koa in the past, I think because they're not seeing it consistently, they're only seeing it the last couple of minutes of the game. They're getting a couple turnovers. For the most part, it's okay, but it has. Look, that's like 4 games this year where they've had a 10-point lead with 2 minutes to go and have had some costly turnover. Didn't cost them the game, but they got to clean that up a little bit.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that when you see it a few times and you're winning, it's not much of a big deal. But when teams start coming back on you like this, you start to realize that we're going to have to put a press break in, for end of the game. Because right now what they're doing is they're just trusting Bradley to get open and to get the ball and to make the next pass up the court, and he's smart about it. They don't really have to call the press break because he does understand how to break the press by moving the ball. But that the inbounder ain't helping them.
No,
because he's throwing them right into as they call it, the coffin corner.
And we've seen a lot of dudes over the years who just don't press. Like how many times did Damon get pressed?
Ooh.
Never, right? Because and JB's like that. That's why you're not seeing a lot of pressure throughout the game. It's just that wrinkle at the very end, desperation time. We got to get a turnover. They got to clean up those moments because it's kind of a sudden thing. You'd think, DK, that maybe at this point when you got a 10-point lead with 3 minutes to go, you start yelling, get ready for press break because it's coming.
You're gonna admire my memory on this one, guys. But 1994 Elite Eight against Missouri. The commentators just commented on Damon and just said, "You're not going to catch him." When he's just dribbling around trying to, and they're trying to force a turnover, and the announcer just kind of said, "You're not going to catch that guy. You're not going to get the ball away from him." And that was definitely a weapon. But I'm with you. Like, I don't think it's really a press break issue as much as it is an inbound issue. And toward the very end, on one of those inbounds, we actually threw it into Mo. And I thought, that's a pretty good weapon to have, the guy that can just reach 10 feet into the sky and catch it over a bunch of other guys, and one of our better free throw shooters.
I don't remember what game it was, but there's a game like 15 games ago where they had 2 consecutive turnovers. And we said that in the post game. Like, bring Mo up, put him at half court, and just lob the ball up to him. If you have so much trouble, Kelvin, getting the ball in because they've got 3 defenders back, pressuring, I think it was Burries and JB probably in the backcourt.
two of your better passers.
Right.
You need one of your better passers taking the ball out. So a lot of times I like one of my guard, using my 2 guard, taking it out, if not my point, because I want to get the ball inbound.
I think I trust like Ivan to do that as well. Like there's a couple of guys in the wing position, Burries or, JB, you would prefer those guys, but you also want them to shoot free throws at the end of games because you're your best free throw shooter.
I think you're talking about maybe the game at BYU, in fact, but one of those turnovers was the controversial charge call on JB. But I mean, to me, you were talking about in football, like negative plays, whether it's a sack or you tackle for loss kind of thing. And in clutch moments of a basketball game, you can talk about negative plays, but they're not all turnovers. Well, I shouldn't say that. They're not all bad passes because we went up for dunks a couple times and got it rejected. And I feel like as much as our strength on this team has been the inside game, and as Tommy says, playing with force, I feel like this team has gotten our shots blocked more than most through the years. I'm not sure what that is. I think
it's percentage, right? Like the amount of times, Kelvin, that they're going in this year relative to what they might have done, last few years. I mean, especially last year, Townsend was like 6'5", so I think it was a little more difficult when your power forward is a couple inches undersized as opposed to Koa and the lineup they got this year. It just seems like everything is going at the rim for the most part this year, if not mid-range, and a select 3 here and there. But I agree. I mean, I think they've had their shot block a lot. I also think the volume and the number of chances at the rim have increased.
And I'll say this too.
That makes sense.
I say this too. Thanks to the collectives and NIL, because Toppin wouldn't be in there blocking shots. He would be in the NBA as well as the kid from Kansas, and those were the 2 games where they had problems. With
Alabama too, like I was 16 blocks, but they won that game by 25, so it didn't matter.
Look at the type of athletes those guys are. Krivas is, I mean, he's a big guy and he has a lot of athletic ability for a guy his size, but he's not a tremendous leaper. Nor is Pete, especially when he's a little injured like that, like he was the last couple games. So not much lift. So you're getting block shots there, and we know Awaka is not necessarily a guy that's going to raise up all vertical and jump over people and dunk on you as well. So I think it was just a shot blocking of the teams that we, just play. Very talented shot blockers on both teams.
Well, I just think we need to know who our opponent is because, if you're going up against Keba Keita, that's a lot of height, length, and muscle. And, both Burries and Bradley tried to go up for a dunk when I thought that maybe they could have just, either pulled up for a floater or tried to go off the glass or something. But, I mean, we talked about even that team up north with Jop, and we've just seen a lot of these guys with a lot of length, sending it back. And I think part of it also is that we're starting these late-game possessions. We're using up a lot of shot clock. It's kind of like the, prevent defense kind of thing. But I feel like we need to start running our offense just a little bit earlier because we're getting into desperation mode, and then you're getting guys that are just trying to create at the last second, and the defender knows that you've got to release that ball within the last 3 seconds of the shot clock, so he knows exactly how to time this jump. And I think if you started that offense a little bit earlier, now you've got a few more options. Maybe you're going to dunk it on, or maybe you're going to try to go up with it, but maybe you're going to pass it to your teammate. So I can't really time my dunk exactly as well. But I will just say this: there's a lot of different ways a team can get to 24-2, and it feels different when you're. Pardon me, I'm hoarse from the game. It feels different if you're 23-0 and then you're 24-2. Feels like, we've lost 2 of the last 3. But what if we lost to Florida and UConn, and now we've just rattled off 24 out of the last whatever games? So I just say, look at the whole picture here. 24-2 is pretty darn good. And now the cool thing is that we've got a shot at Houston. I've talked all year about the versatility of this roster, and tonight we really saw that because. As much as we've been, talking about our inside game tonight, we showed that we are versatile. We can actually shoot a little bit. So Houston has to respect that. They can't just clog the lanes. I think they are athletic enough to get out on our shooters too. But I think we got a shot at it. And if we do find a way to beat them, it's not just a 1-game lead. It's ostensibly a 2-game lead because we'd have the 1-game lead plus the head-to-head. So this game is, there's still a lot of big games, down the stretch, but this game could decide the regular season championship.
Anthony, I'm sorry, Doug, I wanted to ask you about something Anthony said because you're dialed in with the fans and everything. He says he feels like this is not as active a Zona Zoo as we've had in recent years. What's your thought on that?
Oh, my God. I hate to bash. Well, so here's what I put on social media the other day. People like to say that, McHale isn't what some of these other venues are, Hilton Coliseum or Allen Fieldhouse or Cameron, but it's all about the student section. It's all about the student section. When you watch a game at Kansas, a game at Iowa State, watch the Joe Public fans. They're all the same.
Mm-hmm.
They'll stand up at the big moments. They'll sit down. They'll stand up at the big moments. They'll sit down. Pretty reactive. The real differentiator, if you watch Gonzaga, if you watch Grand Canyon, if you watch Kansas, is the students. And so I don't know what it is. I do think it has something to do. We've talked about this, about just the bloodlines in your family of growing up for generations following that school, right? And you get that in Iowa, you get that in Kansas, but you don't get that as much in Tucson because 60% of the kids are from California, and maybe 20% are from Phoenix or whatever it is, right? So I don't know. I don't know how to just just wave a magic wand or press an easy button and then suddenly just infuse them with that passion that I have. But I would sure like to see it, and I really think that you can teach a student section how to be more passionate and more exciting. And I've talked to them. I've actually talked to Zona Zoo leadership over the years and tried to get them to think of new creative things they can do. Like Kansas State has the Wabash Cannonball, and the Grand Canyon has their traditions, that sort of thing. Like, what does the U of A student section do that's really distinctive? The only thing I can think is maybe the dance that we do to Sandstorm, and we've got Nice Shot Buddy. But yeah, I just think that there could be more. And I think Anthony's probably right. I would just say that if you just wait around for the students to do it organically, it doesn't seem to be working. So I'd like to see it from more of an organizational standpoint.
Do I have to be the one who says the obvious, which is, Man was responsible for 30 years for getting McHale getting crazy, and that was the tradition. You know this, Doug, and we just need another person. We need to talk to Desiree and see if we can't get Doug out there at half court during commercial breaks, ripping off his warm-up jerseys and doing the U of A chants to all four sections of the compass. How's that?
There's no question I have enough layers of U of A clothing that I could do a pretty good strip, but nobody wants to see that. I will say about the UA that I loved Joe and everything he did, but it's also a little bit revisionist history to say that was like the key to the McHale atmosphere, because as great as he was, it was literally one timeout.
One timeout, in the second half, right.
It was not. It was sometimes there were a few games where he came out a second time and the crowd would go nuts. But if you want to have a real good, strong home atmosphere, you've got to have it for throughout the game.
From someone who was there in the early '80s before Arizona got really good. The idea of the Man was really more for the old people, and that's what we're really talking about, is transplants in Tucson that don't have any affiliation with Arizona, that have the money to be able to have season tickets to McHale. And I think that whole spectacle was really to get non-basketball fans excited in the game, and they were super hyped about it. And now, here we are 40 years later, and most of the fans in McHale are experienced and educated and smart, Kelvin.
Yes.
Smart fan base. So they understand what good basketball is. They react to good basketball. That's why you'll hear McHale, the pitch will always increase as the quality level of basketball increases, right? That's just the way it works. As far as having, some kind of spectacle person out there at halftime or during breaks, we obviously don't need that. What I'm saying is maybe, Doug, there would be more traditions within the student body if that hadn't already been baked in for our entire lives as a big part of what McHale is all about. So I just don't think switching every year to a new gimmick based on a new class. I think we, like you just said, a Nice Shot Buddy, the newspapers, the things that they always used to do, there needs to be traditions that are continuous and that each new generation in class can embrace.
No, the last thing I want is for them to try to come up with something new every year. But I would like to see them come up with something new and durable, and I have not seen that. So, but I think that we're talking about a problem that doesn't really exist. I think McHale is actually pretty great. I've been at almost all the big games at home this year, and in the lesser games you don't really need the crowd as much. But in the big games, I feel like the crowd's been great. I don't really have a beef with it.
I think the thing that stood out to me is just and I know there's been times when Tommy and the players have egged them to get louder, but I think they've gotten louder more when U of A gets a nice stop or gets on a run. I've seen the crowd more this year really start to stand up and get loud on their own. I think more than I've seen a lot in the past. I think I've seen this much more this year.
That's good.
Yeah, Doug. I mean, if you ever have friends in town and you want to show them what McHale's all about, take them to a Bruins game.
Right. I mean, there are a lot of legacy Pac-12 schools that are hurting right now. Oregon is bottom of the Big Ten. I wonder how many fans they're getting at Matthew Knight Arena. But no, I think it can always be better. Tommy talks about that too. But at the same time, we're talking about like we'd like to move up from top 10 or top 15 up to maybe top 5. But we're not like talking about that we're number 70 in terms of like best crowds. You know?
I mean, they led the conference in attendance for 40 consecutive years, right?
Yeah, we're pretty elite. I think there's a few times during a game. Like there was a time when they were coming back. You know, it goes from 16 down to 9, down to 7, and finally down to 5. And there were a few times where the crowd actually got quiet and nervous, and those are the times I can't stand, because if there's ever a time that the team needs the crowd, it's that time. And so don't be reactive, be proactive.
You said it, yeah, reactionary.
I've said that for about 40 years, be proactive. But I think for the most part, we're in good shape. Yeah, I don't have any beef with it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Doug,
right,
appreciate it as always.
And win this conference. All right. Thanks, guys. Bear down.
All right. Doug in Tucson. 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. Before we head to break, let's hear quickly here on the court after the game, Ivan Kharchenkov with Mackenzie Hamilton.
You guys grabbed control of this game in the second half. Walk me down the stretch there. How were you guys able to win this one tonight?
Look, man, we had a tough stretch the last 2 games. We always, let a little bit off the gas in the last couple of minutes, like 5-6 minutes. And, we knew we cannot make the same mistake as today, like the last 2 games. And, we learned of our mistakes and, we got it done today.
You were playing with what seemed like a little bit of an edge tonight. Was there a different feeling, a different mindset in the locker room leading up to this one?
Thank you. Losing is for me really tough. I don't like losing. And so I just, took everything out of my tank because it's like I said, it's game to game. And, we're living in the present, not in the past. So whatever happens today, I got to let it all out. And whatever happens tomorrow, happens tomorrow.
With Koa and Dwayne out, guys like Deli, CD really stepping up big this game. What can you say about their impact?
Yes, sir. Deli, that boy was ready the whole season, and he took it all out on BYU tonight. I love this guy. He's always playing with an edge. He's always ready to go. And you saw it today. Whole season, he's not getting as many touches as today, and today he delivers. And CD, man, just brought the energy. Also played with an edge on his shoulders. Man, just the energy we need there.
Ivan, how are we feeling about these Galaxy Slam jerseys?
They're kind of nice. I kind of like them. And I also like this, retro logo on the shorts. So, yeah, I definitely would rock these more often if, possible.
Hopefully. Congrats on this one. Thank you
so much. Thank you.
All right. I didn't think there was anything great about the jerseys. It looked like a jersey to me. I don't know.
Let's ask the expert.
Kelvin, is Kelvin the jersey expert?
Yeah, well, obviously.
Okay. Yeah,
He's the only one who's worn a jersey.
To me, if you're gonna do some type of space-oriented jersey, I want it to be different than what I saw there tonight.
Yeah, what was so spacey about it? But hey,
exactly. But I don't know if there was anything spacey about it. To be quite honest with you,
But I'll say this, man. I just think that the traditional uniforms that we wear is just something about it. It's just something about it. I don't really like the gimmicks. I do understand, because now it's about money and who has uniforms and who has the most shoes. So I kind of get that part of it. I get that, but I just always will like the regular blue that we've been wearing for years.
Yeah, the classic jet, right? Those unis are great.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. Wildcats number 4 in the country beat number 23 BYU 75-68. We'll see who beat the book when we come back. And we'll hear from more players. We'll hear from Jaden Bradley and Anthony Dell'Orso. Kelvin Ifan is here. JW Madden. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage rolls on. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by ABC Heating and Cooling, Arizona Commercial Lighting, Blue Sky Pest Control, Broadway and Tucson's 20th anniversary season, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, First Choice Pools, Goldberg and Osborne, The Injury Lawyers, Gospel Rescue Mission, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Shamrock Heating and Cooling, Showtime Sports Cards, Tucson Appliance Company, JT Auto, Lexus of Tucson, Mr. Rooter, Recon Auto Detail, Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Rocking K, a master planned community designed by nature, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
Hi, I'm Jordan Benjamin with Done Right Services. When your home or business needs HVAC, plumbing services, or electrical work, trust a true local Tucson company, Done Right Services. We pride ourselves on delivering top-notch service, fair pricing, and expert craftsmanship. The job isn't finished unless it's done right. Weekend emergency? No problem. Just give us a call. We're here when you need us. You deserve the best, and Done Right Services delivers. Call us today for a free estimate at 520-369-3966.
Broadway in Tucson presents the 20th anniversary season featuring 7 Tucson premieres, including Disney's Beauty and the Beast, Hell's Kitchen, Moulin Rouge, The Wiz, Back to the Future, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and more. Secure your signature season tickets today and get the best seats at the lowest prices. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your 2025-2026 season tickets today.
Now that's what I call savings. Looking for strength and value? Get $2,000 off a new 2025 Chevy Trailblazer, $3,000 off a 2025 Chevy Traverse, and up to $4,500 off a 2025 Chevy Colorado. That's real muscle, real savings. Right now at O'Reilly Chevrolet. Call us at 747-8000, see us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall, or on the web at O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
So, what is it that scares you the most?
The blue trucks from Essential Pest Control, Doctor. They leave bugs belly up.
I use one of those national companies.
Thanks, Doc. Those guys don't bother me.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Buy local and stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. That's 866-3029. Or visit essentialpest.com.
Now is the perfect time to start your next home renovation project. At the Window Depot, you get factory direct prices, no installers, no middleman, and serious savings. Windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, all in stock and ready to take home today. Perfect for DIYers and contractors who want to save thousands and get materials fast. Your project, your timeline, the best prices. Shop online at thewindowdepot.com or visit a location near you.
Morning begins in the Rincon Foothills. Rocking K, a master-planned community and place to call home, offering distinct neighborhoods designed to fit your lifestyle. Explore the outdoors, walk the trails, visit Saguaro National Park. Enjoy community parks and make new friends at Rocking K resident events. Walk to Vail School District's newest campus in Rocking K, Saguaro Creek. 17 model homes, 6 quality builders, move-in ready homes available from the 300s. Rocking K, designed by nature. a community by design.
Why do I spend so much time educating our youth about financial wellness? I have seen the fire ignite inside of young adults when I show them how the power of compound investing can change their futures. This is Natalie Fernandez at Meridian Wealth Management, and I'm committed to affecting change with our youth. An idea for all of you listening today, gift a Roth IRA contribution for the holidays or birthdays for your kids and grandkids. Contact our office at 520-719-1433 for guidance and details. The change begins with us.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
Family outgrowing your car? Hughes Federal Credit Union can help you get the car you want and the rate you need. Hughes is one of the only financial institutions in the country that doesn't switch loan rates based on a qualified buyer's credit score. That means you get our one-rate guarantee regardless of your credit score. We promise. When it's time for your next new or used car, Hughes is here to take you further. Check out our low rates on hughesfcu.org/auto and apply today. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
February weather in the Old Pueblo is beautiful. It's the time of year to go outside and enjoy the great outdoors. Springtime will be coming soon, and so will the Arizona heat. Now's the time to plan for the long, hot summer that we all know is coming. Now, for a limited time, we are offering 5-year, no-interest financing on Rheem air conditioning and heating systems, OAC. Call now, 520-492-0748, or book your appointment online at PictureRocksCooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Gameday postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Kharchenkov will come around a screen to pick it up there, drive right, down for a Waka to the bucket, missed the lane, grabbed his own rebound and laid it in. Waka, he's just too tough.
Toby Waka and the Arizona Wildcats beat BYU 75-68. Toby tonight, just 3 points, 1 of 5. Took a three-pointer, missed it, 1 of 2 from the line. 3 points, 6 rebounds. Had 1 block and 2 steals in 32 minutes.
That was his first corner three, Kelvin, I've ever seen. He was ready for a catch and shoot on that one. Normally he's trailing from the top of the key is what we've seen, or drop coverage, and he just has so much space and time. But that was a, reposition out to the corner and wait for a catch and shoot type of three.
Yeah, I mean, that was not something most of his threes are straight away 3-pointers. All right, let's hear from the seniors, Anthony Dell'Orso and Jaden Bradley, after the win over the BYU Cougars at McHale Center, at Alchemy Arena.
Delly, Tommy kept saying your time would come, and was there any extra motivation or want since Koa and Dwayne are out right now?
No, there's no extra motivation. I mean, I feel like I go into every game with a good mindset that can happen all the time. And then some games, it just doesn't go how you plan it. Other guys step up. The game, presents different things. Tonight was my night.
Was there any, in the back of your mind, any sense of urgency, or maybe a jolt, we've been to really bring something out more?
Nah, really not. I mean, I can say some, brought-on answer, but, I go every game like I can do it every game.
How did it feel going through what you're going through?
Yeah, it feels great, of course. I think everyone, multiple guys had great games, not just me. I think, everyone's feeling good. It's good to get a win like that at home, after the week we went through and the guys out and, guys coming back stronger and healthier.
Is there anything new that you guys learned about yourself, especially after the week you went through and having 2 guys out tonight?
Yeah, it's a real resilient group. Obviously, we had a lot of success early. Tough games, we were able to pull away. We never had a moment like this week. So, being able to bounce back and give the fans, something to stay on board with us for was, great to see for us and for our teammates.
Much discussion among you guys as players, like what roles you might need to change or add to, or is it unspoken as far as what you need to do?
You know, we just had some meetings as a team. We were just trying to do everything we can to win right now. You know, we short some guys, short some key part of the rotation. So just anything to win, rebounding, attack the paint, get up more threes. So it showed tonight.
10 minutes, but you know, CD coming into that game and giving you guys a little bit of juice. It seemed like how much of an impact, and could you see that coming in the week or the last couple days of practice?
Yeah, CD's great. You know, not everybody's got a chance to see him, you know, on this stage, this national stage, but we've seen him in practice. His shot blocking ability, his ability to catch lobs, and now the world's getting to slowly see it. So, you know, proud of him.
Can you talk about Deli and how he did?
Talk about Deli. Yeah. You know, Deli's, you know, yeah, I'm proud of him. You know, he stuck with it. Obviously, he had a tough couple of games, but you know, we all have confidence in him. You know, to get hot. You know, this one of the best shooters in the Big 12. You know, in the nation, and we believe that. And you know, he showed that tonight. He's going to keep showing it, and you know, he's a key guy to our team.
Deli, on the first dunk that you had, were you surprised that nobody tried to cut you off? It looked like you were kind of almost looking around for.
Yeah, I mean, I just got the rebound. I just came down, and no one stepped up, and yeah, I was actually surprised. I jumped off my right, so like, that was something first for me. That's what I was, you know, getting all up and about for.
Deli, when you have a coach from another team that comes in and basically says, we're going to make them make threes, we're going to force them to shoot and make threes, like, do you guys take that as, like, personally, like, they think that we can't make them?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, at least since I've been here, you know, that's been the scouting report for every team that comes in, you know, no matter what we're going through. And for a player like me, my eyes light up, you know, every night, because I think that can happen every night. And we can shoot, obviously. They got to take away something. So,
Jaden, actually, this question's for both of you. You know, both times against BYU, you know, the lead, you know, shrunk in the last, you know, couple minutes. How do you guys kind of, you know, try to change things up as you move forward? Because you know, you kind of have that feeling that teams will start to press you more and more and more towards the end of the games if they're far behind.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. You know, when the team's desperate, they'll do anything, and you kind of can't script it in practice how to break the press. You don't know where it's coming from. But, you know, us guards, as bigs, we got to do a better job at the end of the games. It's something we're going to try to work on going down the line. Like you said, there's going to be a lot of scenarios like that, so we got to clean it up.
Is it more anticipation, or is it just kind of process and X's and O's? Because it seems like, you know, sometimes the ball sticks from here to there.
Yeah, it's just more process. I mean, obviously, you know, we all trying to make the right play, but sometimes it's just getting off the ball. Like I said earlier, you don't know where the trap is coming from, where the rotation is. So, you know, we just kind of use our IQs and read and react.
CD had a big rebound in the first half, and then you were gesturing to the crowd to get hyped and get amped. How much was Mikal the sixth man tonight for you guys?
Yeah, Mikal was awesome. I mean, I think that's one of the loudest I've ever heard Mikal. Multiple moments, not just one, you know, big stretch down the end. And I was just trying to get them, you know, he's a kid that, you know, works hard every day, and he stepped in and he made a big play, and you know, he held onto that ball, and guys might think that's a small thing, but I think that, you know, the crowd stepping up and really getting behind him can really, you know, motivate him to keep doing that.
Time for a couple more.
Did you guys ever send CD get down during the season at all? I mean, just not playing much, but obviously shows what he can do from time to time. Did you sense any frustration from him or anything?
No, I didn't sense any. I mean, him. I mean, there's a bunch of guys on the team. I think we have, you know, no egos. Guys have great mentalities. Everyone knows their role and kind of comes in every day to get better, whether that's on the court or with rounds in the weight room. And yeah, you just got to stay the course. I think there's been a lot of people across the, you know, history of this place that has stuck the course, and good things have turned out for them. So people just trust that.
You know, next game, you know, mentality, but the next game is a pretty big game with Houston. You know what they bring to the table physically. How do you guys take, you know, the good vibes that you have tonight after the week that you guys have had and take that into Saturday?
We know it's going to be a battle. Houston is one of the best teams in the nation, defensively, offensively. So we know it's going to take a lot, especially on the road. So, you know, we got to take this victory today and, you know, get better tomorrow, dive into the scout and, you know, try to find ways and advantages we can use for the next game.
What do you guys think of the uniforms and the space gear? You got some on there still going?
Yeah, I think they were cool. If it was up to me, I'd wear them every game, but I don't know if Briggs will let us do that.
Now, I like them. You know, shout out, you know, all the people that behind the scenes that made it possible, student section, the theme and everything, and, you know, it's a really cool atmosphere. I loved it.
Do you You guys notice the little, they put lights on the rally towels, and made for an effect. Have you guys noticed stuff like that?
Sometimes, yeah, but like you said, like I said earlier, just people outside, like that behind the scenes stuff, like you don't see it. They do a great job here.
All right, thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Did the Cats beat the spread? It's time to find out how we bet the book and if we beat the book. Bet the Book is sponsored by Casino del Sol. Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Jaden Bradley, Anthony Dell'Orso after the game. Wildcats came in a 12.5-point favorite over BYU. Your over-under tonight was 162.5. I was the only one that laid that number with U of A. It looked like for a minute that might happen, but the Cougars do what they do, and that's claw back into games. Wildcats at one point were up 16 points in that second half before they win by 7. So BYU plus the 12.5 was the play. Kelvin and J-Dub both had that over under 162.5. Kelvin and I took the under on that, 75 to 68 is 143. So that comes way under the 162.5. J-Dub took the over on that. So a winning night, a big win, 2 winning tickets for Kelvin Ifan, gets him back to even on the season. Split tickets for J-Dub and I. DK still plus 12, J-Dub plus 8, Kelvin even. It was overall a good night at the Casino del Sol.
Bet the Book is sponsored by Casino del Sol. Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street or explore our offerings online at azcommerciallighting.com. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
Discover your perfect vehicle at Cactus Auto, Tucson's trusted destination for certified pre-owned cars for over 30 years. They offer a wide range of certified pre-owned vehicles featuring the brands and models you love. Their finance experts are here to provide you with top dollar trade-in offers and help you find the best financing options, regardless of your credit history. With approved credit, enjoy no payments for up to 90 days. Trust Cactus Auto for quality, affordable pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, all backed by incredible savings and a 7-day exchange guarantee. Visit cactusauto.com.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put members' success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
February weather in the Old Pueblo is beautiful. It's the time of year to go outside and enjoy the great outdoors. Springtime will be coming soon, and so will the Arizona heat. Now's the time to plan for the long, hot summer that we all know is coming. Now, for a limited time, we are offering 5-year, no-interest financing on Rheem air conditioning and heating systems, OAC. Call now, 520-492-0748, or book your appointment online at PictureRocksCooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, heating and plumbing.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care.
Now that winter is really here, cooler overnight temperatures mean that your tire pressure warning light could be on. In most cases, you solve the problem by simply adding the correct amount of air to your tires. As always, you can stop by any of our 14-area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a free tire inspection and air pressure check. And if you need help with that low pressure warning light, we fix those too. Check out jackfurriers.com. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, here to get you there.
Ready to score a new vehicle? Whether you are looking for a new car, truck, or electric vehicle, at Royal Kia, we know exactly what you want. A quality vehicle at a great price and to be treated fairly. We stand by our transparent online pricing, offer a 72-hour buyback guarantee, and you work with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $589 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or royalkia.com.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Thana Ogden Nation.
Everyone loves to get together for food, fun, and sports. But what's the best spot? I'm Josh Bishop, owner of Fork and Fire, Catalina, and Oro Valley. My brother, best friend, and I have been cooking for one another and for our neighbors for years, and we get to live our passion every day at Fork and Fire. At our Catalina Grill, you'll love the elevated bar fare and barbecue, served in our relaxed and fun neighborhood grill. Fork and Fire Catalina, where great food meets good times and a strong community. Bring everyone on down to Fork and Fire in Catalina and Oro Valley.
Advantage Air Mechanical, the team you can trust. Call 792-9400.
When it comes to the comfort and indoor air quality of your home and office, Advantage Air Mechanical has you covered. Breathing healthy air and having reliable air conditioning is important. If you or someone you know is in need of air conditioning services or a new system installation, we are here to help. Advantage Air Mechanical, 792-9400. AZROC 214570.
Wildcat fans, where do you go when the final buzzer sounds? You don't head home. You head to Roadhouse Cinemas and Roadies, Tucson's home court for great food, craft beer, and nonstop fun. At Roadies, you can bowl, throw an axe, play arcade games, or grab a burger while the next game plays on the massive screens. Then, catch the newest movies right next door at Roadhouse Cinemas with luxury recliners and full in-seat dining. Game days, movie nights, anytime. Make it a win at Roadhouse Cinemas and Roadies on the corner of Grant and Swan.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain, Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Davis will drive the baseline. Shut off by Bradley. Looking for some help now. Leave it for Wright. Wright goes baseline lane. Knocked away by Krivas. Picked up by Bradley. Arizona ball. Bradley head Dell'Orso to the bucket. Slide it home.
Deli Duncan. That's what we like to see. Anthony Dell'Orso, 22 points on 8 of 15. Wildcats win at 75-68 over BYU. Let's find out what we thought Arizona needed to do to win on Wednesday night.
How did our keys to the game go for your Wildcats? Our keys to the game are brought to you by Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive Group, the dealership that is different.
I got right here, I said that the Wildcats have to get back to finishing strong around the rim. That's just the way that we play. I'm not one to right in the middle of the season say, let's turn into three-point shooters. I'm not one to do that. I think they got to continue to do what they do and got to go at least 55 to 60% in that paint. You got to figure it out. Secondly, I think that we got to really lock in on the perimeter. Don't give up Don't give up a bunch of threes. Don't lose sight of the defenders that cost us in the last game. So I want to really lock into that. Just because they're missing Saunders doesn't mean that some of those guys can't get going for three. And then last, we got to dominate the boards. We have to dominate the boards. We have to send all five guys. We can't leave it on just Krivas and Walker. All five guys have to get it done.
What did you say, Jade? Up 4 of 12 at the rim was the
layups,
number?
yeah. 5 of 7 on dunks and 4 for 12 on layups.
So that was, what's that, 9 of 19?
Yes.
If my U-High math is correct. So a little under 50%?
Yeah, we need better than that. We need better than that to be Houston. I'll tell you that.
No question. No question about that.
Yeah, I mean, 2 for 5 for Mo. Like, Mo, you want to see go 4 for 5, right? For the most part.
I agree with you on terms, obviously, the 3-point line. That was the only thing that really kept them in the game last year here in Tucson was their ability to shoot the three. I think you let. I mean, I'm not necessarily concerned with AJ DeBonsa scoring 40, but what concerns me is if he scores 40. And then you get some of those other guys that can score 20 to 25. But if AJ wants to take over this game tonight and feels like he needs to put this team on the back, I think you go let him do that. Just don't let guys like Mihailo Boskovic or any of those guys really start. Because those, I think the first time we played these guys, I talked about, being a little bit worried about a couple of those 6'10", 6'8" wings that they have who can really start knocking balls down from outside. You don't want those guys to be the guys that beat you in this game tonight. So let AJ do his thing. That's fine with me. You got to get, I think, the guards for Arizona have got to be more aggressive, getting the ball into the paint. I want to see more driving from Braden. I want to see more driving from Jaden, and to press the paint, to get more easy shots for the bigs. I think that's the thing that's really been maybe missing from this offense the last 2 games is the ability to get those bigs the touches that they've been used to getting through the majority of this schedule. And I think if your guards are more aggressive, you can affect that in tonight's game. So that's when I want to see more effective guard play, more aggressive guard play from Arizona tonight. Mihailo Boskovic scored 0 points in the game, so he was not a threat.
To me, the aggressive guard play showed up with Jaden Bradley's 10 assists, right?
Yeah.
What do you have, like 8 in the first half? So, you're talking about getting easy looks for others. Like, Jaden Bradley made that happen tonight for sure.
He sure did. Your keys.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I agree with you guys as per the usual. To me, it starts with getting Mo Krivas involved early and often. I'd like to see them feed the post. I mean, I know Kebaketa is a good defender, but beyond that, they don't really have a lot of size. So I'd like to see 10 to 15 points, maybe 5 to 8 rebounds in the first half for Mo Krivas. I think will be key. 10 or more field goals for Anthony Dell'Orso tonight. I think you got to find a guy like that who scored 20 points a game at Campbell, get him more in the rhythm of taking shots. He's been passing up all year long. Very unselfish team. They're going to need Delly to take more shots with the injuries and the illnesses. And number 3, you got to play solid defense on AJ DeBonsa without reaching. The free throws are the biggest problem with AJ. So I'd like to see his free throw attempts. He's averaging about 8. 10 or 12 or under, I think, will get it done today. If you see AJ DeBonsa go 15, 18, 20 times, it's going to be a big problem tonight in McHale.
Only 8 free throws for AJ DeBonsa.
He was on pace early. Like, it seems like a lot of his free throws came early. But, yeah, I was really impressed, Kelvin, with the defense by Arizona. He had a bunch in the first game, first matchup. He had a ton of free throws. You can live with 8.
15 shots for Anthony Dell'Orso. Good to see. Good to see there.
He's got to, Kelvin. He's got to get shots up with those other guys out.
That's what we thought the Wildcats needed to do to win.
Those were today's keys to the game. They're brought to you by Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive Group, the dealership that is different.
Kelvin, final thoughts from you on a win over BYU.
Hey, after a couple losses, you need that win, man, because it feels like, things could go the wrong way. So, it was good to see the guys get the dub today. It's that feel-good dub so they can get back and get ready for Houston and really feel like they have an opportunity to travel out and take care of that business. But again, down a couple guys. Great to see Delly step up, being aggressive, knocking down the shots. That don't happen just by chance. Coach told them to be a little more aggressive, right? Because there's times in the season that I thought he could have been a little bit more aggressive, but he was taking 2 and 3 shots at a time. And a lot of times you can't find yourself. So, that's why I say, hey, you got to take at least 10 before you can really know, what your real percentage is. And a lot of times it takes 3 games to get 10 shots, to figure it out. So good to get him going because you're going to need him, as the season winds down.
I think our question of the day tomorrow will be, is Saturday's game the game that decides the conference title? I don't think it is, but we'll let the people
You want to be the champ.
decide. You got to beat the champ to be the champ, for sure. Only one shot because they only play once. Maybe some year they'll play twice. Kelvin, we'll see you on Saturday.
Yes, sir. Brother.
All right, we'll hear from the head coach. He talked a long time, which probably means there won't be another press conference this week. We'll hear from him and get your scoreboard when we come back. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. U of A beats BYU 75-68. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
Looking for top-notch lumber and framing? Johnson Manley Lumber has been your trusted expert since 1970, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. Our experienced teams, cutting-edge technology, and reliable supply chain ensure your framing is on time and on budget every time. We're proud to be employee-owned and community-rooted in Tucson. Learn more at johnsonmanley.net. Proud supporter of the University of Arizona radio broadcast. Go Wildcats.
Hi guys, I'm back. What's new?
Tucson Appliance Scratch and Dent Studio.
All the Scratch and Dent merchandise has its own new studio.
There were so many Scratch and Dent discounted items. Now they have a place of their own.
I love it. A whole Scratch and Dent studio right next to Tucson Appliance. They don't look like Scratch and Dent,
but it shows in the low, low prices.
Tucson Appliance Scratch and Dent Studio. Proud local supporters of the Southern Arizona Heartball. Only at Tucson Appliance, where you are a priority.
Back your hometown favorite. Get your very own exclusive University of Arizona debit card from Hughes Federal Credit Union. Pair your new card with a free checking account that earns dividends with no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and convenient 24/7 online and mobile banking. Visit one of our 7 convenient branch locations to get your card instantly or open an account online at hughesfcu.org/wildcats. Show your Wildcat spirit all year long with Hughes Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
Now that's what I call savings. Truck buyers, this one's for you. Get up to $7,500 off a new 2026 Chevy Silverado and up to $4,500 off a 2025 Chevy Colorado. 2 tough trucks, one place to save. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Call us at 747-8000, see us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall, or on the web at O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
So, what is it that scares you the most?
The blue trucks from Essential Pest Control, Doctor. They leave bugs belly up.
I use one of those national companies.
Thanks, Doc. Those guys don't bother me.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Buy local and stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. That's 866-3029. Or visit essentialpest.com.
Morning begins in the Rincon Foothills. Rocking K, a master planned community and place to call home, offering distinct neighborhoods designed to fit your lifestyle. Explore the outdoors, walk the trails, visit Saguaro National Park. Enjoy community parks and make new friends at Rocking K resident events. Walk to Vail School District's newest campus in Rocking K, Saguaro Creek. 17 model homes, 6 quality builders, move-in ready homes available from the 300s. Rocking K, designed by nature. A community by design.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster garage door opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain, Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Burry's back to Delhi. Back Kharchenkov over to Burry. Squares up for the three. It is good. Braden Burry's with Alexis from Tucson Charity 3. Timeout called by Tommy Lloyd. Well, the Cougars, I don't blame them for zoning Arizona because, of course, the Wildcats have not been a prolific three-point shooting team on the season. And wouldn't you know it, here tonight, the Wildcats finding success outside the arc.
9 threes for Arizona. They shot 43% from behind the arc in this ball game. And again, I've said all season, it's not so much about how many they take, but let's make the ones we do take. And they did that tonight. 43%. We talked about one of the big reasons that BYU was able to win last year in Tucson. They shot 55% from three. They shot just 26% tonight, making just 5 of 19.
And the two guys who've kind of been on a cold streak are Delhi and Kharchenkov. Like both of those guys in the last 10 games, their stats are way down. So when those two guys combine to go 6 for 13, DK, that has a lot to do with it.
75-68. Let's find out what happened around the rest of college basketball.
Let's take a look at what's happening today around the rest of the country. The Wildcats Radio 1290 Game Day Scoreboard is brought to you by Goldberg and Osborne. Goldberg and Osborne, Arizona's leading injury law firm.
Limited schedule tonight around the Big 12 and around the top 25. The Big 12, in fact, there were just 3 games on the ledger for tonight. The other games involved number 8 Kansas winning at Oklahoma State 81-69. Darren Peterson scored 20 of his 23 points in the first half. Good to see him back out and playing. Oklahoma State falls to 4-9, Kansas 10-3. And unranked teams in Morgantown, West Virginia, Utah. How about this? Utah goes on the road and beats the Mountaineers 61-56, just the second conference win for the Utes, and that damages the Mountaineers' hopes of making the NCAA tournament. A bad loss, you might say, at home tonight for that team. Other scores around the top 25 tonight. Number 11 Gonzaga beats up at San Francisco 80-59. That game was actually played at the home of the Golden State Warriors. Number 10 Illinois crushes USC in Los Angeles 101-65. Andrei Stojakovic 22 points. Kylan Boswell is back. He had 12 for the Illini. Elijah Arenas, Gilbert's son, had 8 points for Southern California in that game. Other scores in the top 25, the big upset of the night. Creighton goes on the road and beats UConn in Stores 91-84. Josh Dix, I should say, scored 13 of his 21 in the second half of that game.
How about 4-10?
Yeah. 4-10.
4-10 is the University of Connecticut's record versus Creighton.
Wow.
All time.
Really?
4-10.
Wow.
4-10. Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Creighton's really got UConn's number.
There were a lot of angry people here in Southern Arizona because the game on before U of A went to double overtime. I keep telling my wife, I was like, you got to learn how to work the ESPN Plus, because you can bypass that game if you know how to work the ESPN Plus. So they didn't get. I don't think they got to the U of A game till right before halftime. If you were watching it on ESPN and didn't have the access to either see it on ESPN News, which was where they switched it to, and/or on the Plus to pull it up individually. But number 25 Alabama comes from behind to beat 20th ranked Arkansas at home, 117-115 in that game. So, J-Dub, you were saying Darius Akoff Jr., who is a freshman,
yeah,
scored 49 points tonight.
Yeah.
Most ever by a freshman ever.
That's what
Like,
they're
ever.
saying. D1. Yeah, D1. Male D1. So
Men's
last
D1,
year,
okay.
Michaela Blake scored 55 for Vanderbilt just last year as a freshman. So male D1 record. And as everybody should know, like up until late 70s, the freshman ineligibility. So their freshmen didn't play during guys like Lou Alcindor's day. And
Right.
so, yeah, I mean, the records don't go back super far, but 49 apparently is the most ever scored by a freshman male in a D1 game.
Nice job there. Missouri beats number 19 Vanderbilt 81-80. Vandy started 16-0, but they're only 5-5 since then. Number 17 St. John's over Marquette 76-70. That is now 12 straight wins for St. John's. They're 21-5 and 14-1 in the Big East. 14th ranked Virginia over Georgia Tech 94-68. The final there. The Arizona baseball team did not play tonight. They played last night, but they lost again. They are 0-4 to start the season for the first time in program history. Don't know yet. Haven't seen that team play. Don't know yet if that's anything to worry about. But, of course, you'd rather not be winless
They
in 4
play
games.
56 games?
Yes.
Okay.
So they got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Plenty of time.
They could turn it around.
They could be 52-4. Who
There you
knows?
go.
I don't know if that's going to happen, but you never know. All right. That is your scoreboard for tonight.
The Wildcats Radio 1290 Game Day Scoreboard is brought to you by Goldberg and Osborne. Goldberg and Osborne, Arizona's leading injury law firm. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station.
And a happy Thursday to you. You're listening to Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day after a 70, and I put the score up wrong on this apparently. Well, I don't know how this score got wrong on the score stream. But
Right.
It was 75-68. We've had it up on our thing is 73-66. So our apologies for that. I was like, why do I have two different scores here? I have one on my sheet and one on my screen. 75-68 was the final score in this game. The Wildcats win over the BYU Cougars. So we're not going to play all of Tommy Lloyd because he went on for 16 minutes, but we'll play you some of what he had to say here. Let's hear from the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats after the win over the BYU Cougars.
So what's cooler? Boban, Alice Cooper, Nick Johnson, Caleb Tarzuski. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot for one day. I might be missing a few. So, Kenny Lofton. Yeah, no, I did see him up there. I didn't know he was going to be here. He's a great dude. Gritty win by our guys. We knew it was going to be tough. Obviously, we're going through it with injuries right now, and it's just that point of the season where sometimes you hit a little struggle, and if you don't embrace it, you're not built for it. So our guys have done a good job embracing it, and I thought there was good wherewithal and just finding a way today. I knew it wasn't going to be, aesthetically pleasing every second of the game, but to be able to kind of control the game later in that second half, wish we'd have closed it out a little bit better. But if you watch college basketball, it seems to be a theme. But to withstand a player like AJ, having 35 points easy, and come out on top. Was a great effort by our guys.
You kept saying that Delly's time was coming. How important was it for him to have a performance like tonight, given the injuries?
Well, it's extremely important. I always kept telling you guys. I mean, I'm no panic. I think Delly's gonna, he's gonna be ready to deliver when we need him most. And obviously, I couldn't have predicted that 2 or 3 weeks ago, but today there was a significant need, and he stepped up. And I want to give Braden a lot of credit. Braden's not feeling well. And he's going to be fine, but he really battled, through that game. And, it's been a tough couple days for him. So, to have that kind of competitive character to, come out and play for your team when you're not feeling great says a lot about Braden as a competitor and a person.
He said something like, I think, that he, same approach tonight. But I was wondering, do you feel like in the back of his mind, or maybe a guy like Ivan adds a little sense of urgency when they know what's going on, that you guys need more from them?
Well, for sure. I mean, they want to win, and they're competitors, and they're good players. And, when you play with a lot of good players, you have to leave space for everybody to be good. And sometimes now when there's fewer players, there's more space and more opportunities. And I think those guys just stepped into those roles naturally. And our guys really trust those guys. So yeah, no, it was great. I mean, Ivan, has a quiet 18, and is really efficient and plays some great defense. So, it was a big-time effort by him as well.
Do you think you could have done anything differently when it came to guarding A.J. Devontae?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you could double more. You can do things like that, but, we doubled him, some at their place, and they kind of, came back with some threes and stuff. They did a good job on that. So, I mean, our intent wasn't to give him easy baskets. We probably could have did a better job, deeper in some of his penetration, just having a body between him and the basket. But he also, we wanted him to make a lot of shots. Like we forced him to make shots over bodies, and he made a lot of them tonight. But, fortunately for us, in that second half, I felt like we had enough of a lead if we just stayed steady and kind of hopefully took care of the ball, which we always didn't do, and guard the three-point line, which we always didn't do, that we had enough to kind of weather a comeback storm.
Performance, considering that he played 15 minutes in Big 12 play?
It was awesome. I mean, you guys, I told you a while ago, I'd really challenged CD, to be ready in 4 weeks to help the team, and it probably went a little longer than 4 weeks. But he got an opportunity because an opportunity, arose, and it was great. I mean, it was great. CD did a great job, and our guys, they practice with him every day, and they know how he can impact the game around the rim and how he can catch lobs and such. So yeah, I was really happy for CD, and I thought, that was really kind of a shot in the arm for the crowd and for our team.
Such that if and when you get to full strength, that he could be more of a factor.
I mean, have you been hanging out with Bruce? You're asking me really hypothetical questions here. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, listen, CD not getting the playing time maybe that who he wishes he got, or people you guys want to speculate he should be getting. It's not an indictment on him as a player. Those other three guys are really good, and I wanted to make sure those guys were in a groove. But you know what? Where CD gets a ton of credit is, when he wasn't getting the minutes, he's kept getting better. And he's kept getting better. He's getting stronger, and he's kind of growing into his own. So that to me, what he did today is even more impressive, considering that he got himself ready for this moment while maybe not getting to audition for it too much.
He was huddled up for a little bit longer than normal on the court after the game. Just after a tough emotional week, how big is a win like this?
Well, I wouldn't give us that much credit. I would say that was TV. We were waiting for TV, so that's why we were stuck out there. Trust me, I wish I was back in the locker room. This was a program win today, and and what you mean by that is, we knew it was an important game for the journey, we want to be on, and we wanted to get back on the winning side of things and do the winning things. I think we really challenged everybody in our program, from the staff. To the managers, to the walk-on practice type players, to the guys that were injured, and to the players on the court. Like, let's step up and find a way and do this together. We don't need a script. We just need to go out, and we need to go out, possession by possession and find a way. And that's what they did today.
What do you make of the rash of injuries that seems to have hit the league and maybe even some other teams in the country?
It's a great question. I don't know. There's probably lots of conversations we could have on the side about the reasons why, but it would all be guessing and speculation. But it's maybe something that we all got to look into. It's interesting that they're all kind of happening in this same window for sure.
The three-point shooting, 9 for 21, pretty nice night.
Yeah, I thought that, I felt that we needed to shoot a few threes. I know you guys think I'm anti-3, and that's fine. I'll wear that. But I felt like we got some good looks, especially in the first half. I thought in the second half we should have taken a few more. It's hard for me when I look at that number, and I see more three-point attempts than free throw attempts. But that's what the game called for, and luckily, we knocked down 9 of them, and that went a long way to helping us win.
Assume teams are going to double Mo from the beginning of the games down. So how do you kind of think he's
I don't know. Honestly, he's been doubled here and there, but this was the most consistently he's been doubled in one game, and I think those are great reps for him. Great reps for him to learn. I coached a really good big guy back in the day by the name of Sabonis, and his dad happened to be a good player with the same last name. And his dad used to always say, if you're a big guy and they don't double team you, you should be embarrassed. And, you should be demanding double teams as a big guy and welcome them and then cut them up. If they don't double team you, they're not respecting you. So it'd be cool to see if Mo can kind of grow in that role.
The week like leading up to this, do you have a lot of individual meetings with guys like CD or Evan and say this is it, or does it go unspoken?
We had conversations for sure, but it wasn't anything, the house wasn't on fire, so we met, and because obviously we had to kind of get our collective thoughts together to figure out efficiently what we wanted to do, and if we wanted to play different lineups, have a different rotation, look at some different actions at both ends of the floor. We wanted to make sure we were efficient. We weren't just, spraying darts.
Evan Nelson, it's only 3.5 minutes, but he kept it pretty clean.
Yeah, Evan played great. He probably could have got another run. It's just how we were managing the game in the second half. He didn't get one. And, Evan's been practicing really well. And, Evan's he's a real classy guy. And I think he's going to get a few more opportunities here in the next week or so, and I'm sure he'll take advantage of them.
How would you assess the press break operation for you guys?
Yeah, it could be better. It could be better. I mean, it's just, it's so interesting at the end of these games. I mean, watching a lot of these college games, and it just seems like it's not as clean as it could be. And as a coach, it's tough because you want to call timeouts and do that, but you have a limited number of timeouts, and you need to save a timeout for a challenge at the end of the game. So sometimes, when you're up 7 or 8, you're just, trusting your guys can get through it. And so we can clean that up. We can be better. We have good enough players to do that, and we need to obviously make that more of a priority. But I know this. Every basketball fan thinks their team is the only team in the world that struggles at the end of the game versus press. Okay, welcome to every college basketball program in the country. Okay, so that's just kind of what it is. And I was watching a game last night, between two teams we know well, Arizona State and Texas Tech. Both of them struggled against the press. So it's just kind of how it goes sometimes, when you can, especially, the thing I don't know if you guys factor in, if you can press and you only have 2 or 3 team fouls and you can attack the ball and it's your ball on a jump, think how aggressive you can be. You could be super aggressive and there's no repercussions. So, it's tough. It's tough sometimes. And, you would hope that, when you're sitting in my seat that the ref just blows his whistle, but then you blow your whistle and you're like, oh my God, it's only 3 team fouls. We got to do this 3 more times. So it just gets tough. If teams have lots of chances to basically blitz and attack you, without any repercussion, yeah, it can be tough. But we figured it out there a little bit towards the end, but I'm sure there's going to be, some great learning opportunities.
All right, that was Tommy Lloyd after the ball game. You can hear his full comments. There's about another 6 minutes that he went on. You can hear that over on our website. We've got it up right now in our game story, wildcatsradio1290.com. Shade up, play the song.
W-I-L-D. That's W-I-L-D. Wildcats. W-I-L-D. Cats.
I almost forgot about that. Forgot the lyrics to that song. We hadn't heard it in
It's been so
a few
long.
games. Man, you lose a few and you forget how nice that song is. Thanks to Dusty Dale. He ran the ship, flew the plane over on the FM side of this establishment. While that would be K-Hit 107.5. David Dragon Ball Amata was here on the AM side, Wildcats Radio 1290. Thanks to him. Thanks to JW Madden and Kelvin Efon. My name is David Kelly, giving you that final score one more time in front of 14,688. The remaining of these games are sold out in McHale Center at Alchemy Arena. It was number 4 Arizona 75. Brigham Young University, 23rd ranked team in the country, 68. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Actually, we'll talk to you today, later today. DK on the Sports Tip, 3 o'clock. We can rehash this and a whole lot of other stuff. So join us then. Until that time, good morning from Tucson, Arizona, and Bear Down, Arizona.
Put it up and it goes in there. Give Kerr the ball, give Kerr a hand. I'll drill it in from three-point land. Ask the Gumbies, ask the refs. We don't do drugs 'cause we're the best. W-I-L-D. Cats. W-I-L-D. Wildcats. W-I-L-D. Cats. We're wild about the cats.
Thank you for listening to the special presentation from Wildcats Radio 1290. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming on Westwood One Sports.
Basketball game tonight. The ACC's back. 4 teams in last year, worst turnout the league's frankly seen in the modern era. They're going to get at least 8, and they could get as many as 10 into the tournament this year. And tonight was a reminder. Clemson, who's pretty firmly in the field, lost against Wake Forest, one of the 5 worst teams in the league, and handled their business. I hate to say it about Wake Forest that way, because Steve Forbes did mention to me as I was leaving tonight, he said, "Oh, you're on till 3 a.m. Eastern? I'm usually up at that time. I might just throw you on." Sorry, Steve. Big Steve Forbes fan here. By the way, Steve Forbes might have played a role in me having this job. He was on... He's the one that broke the news, D-Day. The day before the press release was about to go out. Someone asked about my last show that I was on coming to an end. And, hey, what do you think about that, Steve? And in his press conference, he's like, "Yep, I know about Westwood One. I know about Josh working at Westwood One. Yeah, the guy, whatever his name was, called me. I was in that's how he talks. I was in the Hobby Lobby around Christmas time and just got a call, and I roamed around the Hobby Lobby for the next hour." They got a win today against Brad Brownell's team. Great story, Brad Brownell's Clemson Tigers. Lost a lot, and they're going to make the tournament again. That's great. There are 2 massive stories that we are interested in today, or 2 central topics that we're wanting to hit. And we'll do that next on Westwood One Sports Night.
Westwood One, baby! Will Tua Tagovailoa jumpstart his career in a new city like Baker Mayfield did? We're tracking quarterbacks on the move and what it means for the NFL on Westwood One Sports.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis.